What up, you guys? Miras here with a DoD clan war against what's it playing against? They are playing against FoM or DAG. I'm not sure either one of those two, but let's go right into the game. BacHi here playing a Loki on the top left side. I do like how they're all playing more or less in the same range of colors. That's not going to be confusing at all. Anyways, BacHi playing a Loki, and we have CaleRo playing Gaia, and on the other side we have a Hades player over here and a Zeus player over here, and the map is Giza. So interesting to see. We have a Greek team and a mixed team. CaleRo is mostly a Gaia player, so that makes sense. We were wondering if they were going to ban CaleRo's Gaia or BacHi's Thor. I think that that question has been answered, and I think the other team decided to ban DerSuperSaiyajin's Ra. But that's all speculation at this point. Spy being used on this villager here, and let's take a quick look at the build orders being used. Nothing out of the ordinary, although when I see a Loki player going for a double 2 villagers on wood, I am always suspicious of a pickaxe build, because he can't afford pickaxe right now. I think he should afford pickaxe right now, but maybe then again he's just not that familiar with Loki build orders. I'm not too sure what the idea is. In any case, quick look at the relics. Very good, very nice. 2 lions. Useless relic over there. I really like this one. Reduces your recharge time and recast, so especially for Atlanteans. So for CaleRo this wouldn't be very good, because you can use your spammable god powers, your Gaia Force, and your your spider layers or your carnivorous that much more. So good one. But also for the Greeks over here for additional restorations. Not so much for Loki though. Can still use it for the second spy, so you don't have to spend 60 favor on it. In any case, decent relic over here, some gold trickle rate. What's this? I don't really care for this relic, although it's nicer if you're playing defense. This one is always decent, and Festus. We already had this one. Then over to the right. This one is very nice. And this one is also decent, although not nearly as strong as used to be in Legacy, as the population is so much higher, but still very good at the late game. In any case, I see a temple for going up for the Gaia player. The Zeus already has a temple up, and the Greeks are already aging. The Hades through Athena and the Zeus through Athena, so no surprises there. I think the DoDs will have to deal with a lot of Minotaurs in this game. I think this relic is going. This Horus is going to pick up this this relic over there. So 4-15 advance, pretty normal these days, I think. Going for both a Great Hall and a Longhouse. I'm not sure why you would go Longhouse. I think maybe I'm just not in touch with the meta anymore, but oh well. Meanwhile, the Greeks making military economy 2 on favor, so I think additional Minotaurs will be trained. Here we have an archery range, 1 on favor. Quick look at the eco upgrades, none. None. CaleRo going for... He got both hand axe and pickaxe, and now he's going for a second town center with a bunch of citizens. So, yeah, that makes sense. So BacHi moving out. Bit of a risky hunt over here, but I think it's... yeah, I'm not too sure. I think this Horus is well placed, so at least he can scout the enemy troops. Meanwhile, this opponent is hunting outside of his base as well. Would be nice to get some Horus raids coming in, but he is scouting his direct opponent. Interesting to see DerSuperSaiyajin going for triple archery range. Back in the days, me and CountFromCount used to do this as well, where either one of us could Zeus and go 100% Hoplites, and the other one could go Hades and go 100% Toxotus. That appears to be the case here as well, although I do see an army, so maybe he's just going for heroic. Queuing his units to his foot. Love to see that. So far, so far it's pretty passive, but they can just all move towards someone and then deal a lot of damage. So these town centers are not without a risk. And as I'm saying it, it appears that ikosaeder, no, he decided to retreat back. Oh, very nice. This Horus raid compelled him to go back. Otherwise, this town center would have been at risk. So that goes to show you that the best defense is offense. Although he needs to micro these Horus right now. Not too sure about this Oracle placement by CaleRo. He should move one of them away. I am also a bit annoyed that he didn't bother to give a Gaia tree to the Loki player, because that would have been a great help for him. Carnivore being used. Oh, right there, they're trying to get this town center to go. And it just got up right before the Minotaurs arrived. Still, it's going to be tough to keep it up, because 4 Minotaurs will do a lot of damage, and well, these Toxotus will be hard as well. I do see a couple of troops coming in from the south, but not nearly enough to save this, so this town center might be lost before it's built. And DerSuperSaiyajin doing a good job of sniping down this Gatherer, although not anymore. Yeah, there we go. So I think the forward town center was a bit too risky from BacHi here. Because now he's in a bunch of trouble, because he has to deal with this combined army, and he doesn't have any army of his own. And they have double restoration, so they're at less risk of losing it all. This is game 2, by the way, if you're asking, if you're wondering. So CaleRo won, and BacHi won game 1, and game 2 is, well, not going in their way, to say the least, but maybe they can stabilize. CaleRo has been on 2 town centers for a while. And he is doing well with these Terma. Would be nice to raid, but then again, I think he needs them for defense at this point. So, I'm not sure. First restoration being used, I think it's a bit of a waste. Weren't fighting, and most of the units were at full HP, although this Minotaur was saved by it, I think. And CaleRo is doing decent jobs shooting and scooting with this Terma, but he really needs some hero Terma to deal with these Minotaurs. Meanwhile, yeah, DerSuperSaiyajin just picking off all these units with the Tox Ball over there. So It will be incredibly, I think, ideally you want to use these Therma against these hoplites and then a few Hershey to deal with the Minotaurs, but I don't know, BacHi doesn't really have anything. And now the second restoration is being used. Once again, I don't think it's doing that much. These stocks are already full HP, so none of them will be helped by it. So it really depends. CaleRo is really on his own at this point. Because BacHi has no military, but also no economy. I don't think he just has these gatherers. But other than that, you know, he's trying to save these. He should just evacuate them. Oh well. Decent carnivora, but it's being bolted right away. I wonder if they couldn't. Yeah, I think this is a better bolt. They could have bolted the first one as well, but that one wasn't really that valuable. CaleRo now in a heroic age. Okay, that's impressive. I'm not too sure what to think of this placement. Because he might give it away to the enemies. Then again, I mean, if he can continue to spam with all these Therma and his Dryads, he might be able to hold this. So he might be able to carry this, but it will be a very tough game. I think for the non-DoDs, it would be a very good idea to, you know, take the push as a win. I mean, you did a lot of damage, you killed the 2 town centers, and now you go back to your own town center and to your own base and start taking town centers. Because with 2 people you can always outboom 1. And for CaleRo it's really a matter of keeping up the pressure, I think. Not giving the enemies too much time to age up and whatnot. I see nobody aging up right now, so that's good. Quick look at the eco upgrades. Nicely from CaleRo. I think the Greeks are at risk of both their gold mines running out, so they really can't afford to age up at this point. Bunch of additional archery ranges being placed, although I do see an army over there, so let's take a quick look at DerSuperSaiyajin. He's already aging up through Dionysus, so no, through Aphrodite. His ally is aging up through Dionysus. I was wondering, Hades can't age up through Dionysus. So, both are going through the heroic age. Oh, and these Therma are being trapped. You really... Well, you can escape through this little crevice over here. That's good for them, otherwise they would have been completely dead. I think these Dryads are slowing down this army too much. You should just sack them and run with the rest. In any case, BacHi has now taken his town center back. I think he's trying to claim this one as well, but I'm not too sure. Oh, he's raiding. Very good. Although, are you spotting this? Are you? No? Yes? Yes. Okay, good raid from BacHi. Meanwhile, at the center, CaleRo is doing well. But against this combined army, I don't think he can beat it. And the unfortunate thing is that Loki doesn't have very good heroic god powers that doesn't scale well with the army. I mean, flaming weapons is not going to do anything if your army is small, and walking woods is not that good at dealing with enemy military units. I do hear a bunch of myth units though. Is he making trolls or am I? Oh, I'm hearing minotaurs being trained. What's he doing well at taking out these reinforcements? So he's making the best of the cards he's dealt. And CaleRo doing a good job at fighting on the edges, not fully committing to a push, but still trying to deal as much damage as possible. Although I still think if they go for a bronze push, then they can really wipe out this entire army. So now both bronze and Kries being used, and I think they really need to flee and stall for time. Meanwhile, on the back, this CaleRo did take his 4th town center. And I think ikosaeder, well, or you just forgot his idle villages over there. In any case, bronze push over here, once again pushing in BacHi's base. They're doing the right job at pushing at the Norse player's base. They're at risk of losing this SB-DRS3 as well. Although CaleRo is doing a good job of poking on the side rather than fully committing to a fight, so he managed to keep his army alive mostly. And yeah. So once again, I'm impressed how well they managed to hold this. Although they did lose their healing spring, so that's unfortunate. Oh, and they lost the SB-DRS3, like I mentioned earlier, so that's too bad. But it's interesting, the DoDs are ahead in score just because CaleRo's economy is so far ahead. Little raid over here, but I think if the villages, if they work together, they can deal with it. Or the town center can deal with it. CaleRo might just carry this. Gaia economy for the win. All that's really needed now is some good raids on his opponent, because he has a bunch of villagers out in the open. So if he would do some raiding at this point, then he can do very well. But although he is now fighting 2 armies at once, he shouldn't really do that. BacHi here should really take this healing swing back. Well, interesting to see that ikosaeder is now moving forward. He might not like what he sees, although maybe he'll manage to get this fortress up. I don't think so. I hope to see the appropriate response from CaleRo. CaleRo is now taking this town center, so they're both quite unaware of what's happening. Although, no, we see a fortress here right next to the palace here right next to the fortress, and the army is moving south. So yeah, it got up, and he is stabbing it, but I'm not sure. I think it will go up regardless. Unless all the villagers die from the fortress fire. Which may happen. Yeah, I think it will happen. So, no, it dies. And now destroyers are being produced from the palace. And CaleRo's up to the mythic age. At this point he may want to feed his ally to the heroic age. But we'll see. Implode being used in the enemy base. Not too sure about this. He didn't tether any of his own units. I think that would deal more damage. Although it did significant damage. Whoa, did you look at that? Just all the houses were destroyed. There's nothing left of Eiko's base. I think CaleRo can just A-move and destroy his opponent here. Also with this town center, I mean, a few military barracks would be good here, but really impressed how CaleRo managed to carry his ally here. Look at the difference in score. it's so much higher. So yeah, very impressive. Is BacHi aging up? He is not. Yeah, I think CaleRo would do well, although he is not floating any resources by any stretch of the imagination, so well played by him. SuperSaiyajin doing the best with this spell test as he can, but these dryads do soak up a lot of damage. And their SuperSaiyajin resigned. Very well played. think I can expect GG from ikosaeder at any time now, yeah. Well played, guys. GG. But if guys, Miris here with another DoD versus FoM/DAG clan war. So on the top we have BacHi playing Isis. On the left we have CaleRo playing Poseidon. And on the bottom we have DerSuperSaiyajin playing Hades and ikosaeder playing Zeus. So no changes in the lineup from the other guys and the DoDs. Well, they both changed gods. Interesting. I wonder if this is their home map and they have a particular strategy planned. Or they have other plans. I know CaleRo is more of a Gaia main, though I'm not sure how good his Poseidon is. So let's take a quick look at the relics. Golden lines, very good. They did a lot of damage in the first game as well. What's this? Fills your hit points. It's nice to have. Yeah, that's not too bad either. This one is useless. This one is decent, depending on the civ you're playing. This one is also nice to have. Nice to combine with this one to get super cheap myth units. And I really like this one, as it makes your age up much cheaper. So not just Titan upgrade, but also, you know, any also the heroic age and the mythic age, especially the mythic age nowadays that is more expensive. So let's see if we see anything special here. Temple going up for CaleRo. I think we'll see pickaxe from BacHi. Yes, he is making obelisks, although he's making them. I'm not sure where he's making them. Oh yeah, at the front. His Greek opponents are making temple. No, yeah, they're both making temples, and DerSuperSaiyajin already finished it. Wonder what he's doing over here. He's either doing the build with the super early Vault of Erebus. Oh, he's. I wonder what's going on. If someone has an idea, just tell me in chat. No, he got 15 favor. And now he got Vault of Erebus. So yeah, it was Vault of Erebus. I always think it costs gold instead of wood, but it's wood. So yeah, the somewhat meta Hades build over there. Meanwhile, CaleRo is already aging up. So, well, I want to say fast, but I think it's a pretty average age up. Although for team games, it's still a bit fast. He did use his lure already. I'm not too sure what to think of that. I think if you have this lureable hunt towards your town center, then it's better to just save it for the classical age, as you will get more food lure to it. Although not that much. It's 100 additional food and an additional chicken, so 200 food. Then again, if you don't need it, 200 food is 200 food, so might as well save it to the classical age. In any case, Hermes coming in. We see the Isis player going for Bast, the Zeus player going for Athena, and the Hades player as well. So no surprises there. Double stable coming from CaleRo. He is grabbing relics. I wonder which one. More line of sight. And I think we'll see Sphinx play. Although no, it appears BacHi is going for a second town center. So once again, one going for a more aggressive approach and the other one booming. Let's see if BacHi can go for the quadruple score this game. Instant second town center. I don't think it's being it will get scouted by any of the opponents, though could be mistaken. Yeah, Ico is too busy killing obelisks. And on the other side we have the hero and the Hippias coming in. And a second town center from their Super Saiyan. Will it get scouted by CaleRo? I don't think so. Maybe he's able to put one and one together and figure the amount of villagers here is a bit off, but I don't think he will be able to stop this town center from coming up. One thing that he did manage to do is to force the sentinel over here, so now there's no sentinels over here, which means that it will be considerably easier to raid over here. Then again, there's really not much that this town center is defending. These berries are well out of the range, not from the sentinels but from the town center. He could lure this end towards this granary though. So second town center also from Ico. So everyone content booming. I think CaleRo would do well to to grab town centers himself once he has enough Hippias. I mean, he is forcing a bunch of idle time, so there's that. He just really needs to micro them though. Don't lose these centaurs. Kries Sphinx coming in for BacHi. So once again we'll see a Sphinx play, probably a push with Eclipse, maybe with Ancestors too. CaleRo did lose Atalanta here, that's unfortunate. Bit unnecessary, but done well. Once again, military academy from the Zeus player. I think we'll see archery ranges. No, military from their Super Saiyan as well, so they're not going to do that strategy once again. And I can imagine if your Poseidon opponent is making a bunch of Hippias that you don't want to make 100% archers. Farms coming down for BacHi. You could just hunt these, but oh well. So I think CaleRo did well with these raids, but he really needs to think about this follow-up here. I really like this Sphinx raid, which managed to put these villages out of food. So raids are nice, but the villager count is starting to go. Will equalize and go towards the other team if they're not too careful. Take a quick look. No, ISIS player is not playing an H-up anytime soon. They're losing, well, quite a few units. I'm not sure if this is the best base to with sentinels and towers and whatnot to run right through. I think it would have been better to park your centaurs over here and run here and whatnot. In any case, we see a bit of fighting over here. The Lions once again doing a lot of work. Sphinx killing a villager. Prosperity being used and Nefty's coming in. So good job from BacHi. I think he's now in a very solid position. I wonder if he will push in Heroic Age or if he will go straight to Mythic and go for the Osiris camels. I think both are valid options. It really depends. Meanwhile, CaleRo still doing good job with his units. He only got medium and Lord of Horses. Oh yeah, this LOS line of sight relic really helped him with the raiding there. But he is getting a second town center, so I really like how he's not just 100% committed to running your horses around, but he's also following it up economically. Quick look at the Greeks. Are they planning an age up? Doesn't appear to be the case. BacHi is doing some of the worst farm placement I've ever seen. Just delete this one and make a granary over there, please. Migdal coming up. Third monument is being placed, although I don't think it covers the entire Migdal. Second one now placed. He plans to secure this position with the gold mine in the settlement, so I think he will go for a heroic age push, although I think it would be fine to go mythic. Meanwhile, CaleRo is keeping both Greeks busy, so that's well played by him. Quick look at the eco upgrades. Just pick X from CaleRo. Pick X, Sacred Cats, Husbandry and Irrigation from BacHi. Pick Agenda and Husbandry from ikosaeder. And same for DerSuperSaiyajin. Yeah, you should probably not do this. Just use your special indeed. And then move out. Market being placed, interesting. Oh, that's from our player here. Dionysus is being pre-queued. His villagers are spazzing out. I think it's because of this goat here. In any case, let's see what his DerSuperSaiyajin is doing. He has Apollo pre-queued. So maybe they have a specific plan of using Underworld and Bronze somewhere in the enemy eco location. Here would be a good spot, because then a lot of villages would be displaced. Let's take a quick look. Is CaleRo aging up? He is also pre-queuing Dionysus. And they're pushing. Yeah, why not? I think this army is strong enough. Although it would be good to just end this is an eclipse. He will really need to take care of these walls though, otherwise will be useless. So front town center lost some ikosaeder, and we'll see how we and a bunch of infrastructure. And meanwhile, BacHi got the forward town center and double Migdal at the front, so he really secured this particular spot over here. He really needs to start using these minions for offensive purposes though, because they're not... You don't really want to attack archery ranges with them. In any case, Dionysus is now in for CaleRo. DerSuperSaiyajin almost in the heroic age, and I think, yeah, Iko just started aging up. So I like how they don't overcommit by pushing in here with the army, because, you know, the enemy is... They have, well, they have a pretty good composition to deal with close spaces with the Minotaurs and Toxotos and whatnot. So I think both players will be happy to just run around and deal damage where they can. CaleRo now also switching to farms. And BacHi already aging up through Osiris. Love to see that one. Because then you can just make a few catapults and park them over here and just use your Son of Osiris mummies and super OP camels to deal with the rest. We already got heavily camels, so that's very good. DerSuperSaiyajin is now pushing out, so... But this army is so slow though. I mean, CaleRo can move around with it, and the camels will be there as well if it really needs, if he needs them. And I think BacHi is now also moving out for the 4th town center. And he's also made a 4th monument. Super Saiyan also moving out for his 3rd town center. So I wonder how they will continue. I think all hope is now on their Super Saiyan making a great underworld player or something. Otherwise, I think BacHi will just push forward and there will be nothing left from Ico. I don't think he can hold this position for too long if he's not helped. Son of Osiris being used. And he's happily upgrading pretty much everything. Desert Wind coming in, Champion Camels coming in. Also made a market, so probably wants to start a trade route. Excellent, excellent trade route over here. And CaleRo doing a good job not committing. Although I'm surprised the Super Saiyan is now moving backwards. Maybe just want to overcommit, but I'm not sure. He is aging up though at Artemis. So maybe he wants to push with, maybe wants to do the classic 80s underworld into a earthquake and then take the town center kind of thing. Although I see a Pegasus flying around all of the time, but I'm not sure what he's planning to do with it. I think they would do well to just attack and clear the army. Because Ico can't really do much from this point. Although he can just go straight for the town center. He is Zeus with Zeus hoplites. Kind of surprised at this switch, to be honest, but yeah, they're doing just that. Ico says, well, if you're over here, don't mind me taking this town center. And then their Super Saiyan is also moving in. Although he's using the underworld defensively. Bronze being used, restoration being used, 2nd bronze being used, so it's huge push. But the duties are not overcommitting on this hard defense. I think they would do well to snipe down this underworld passage and call it a day. I do like it how they're not just blindly pushing in, because I don't think they're winning this. CaleRo also attacking this town center on the back of it. I don't think that's a very good choice. He lost a bunch of Hippius doing so. But oh well, they did manage to force a defensive bronze and defensive underworld, so those plays are now gone. Although they are now using it for offense on the other side, and now it's BacHi playing 2 versus 1 on this side. CaleRo now using ceasefire, makes sense. I think BacHi with very good Son of Osiris micro might have even been able to hold this position, but yeah, not sure. He did grab a bunch of villagers and is now making a Migdal. I think repairing the town center is also an idea. Probably wants to make mercenaries as well. But now CaleRo is here as well, so let's see how. Let's see who's stronger at this point. Their Super Saiyan is pushing out though, making fortresses, clearing out, claiming these gold mines. CaleRo did take his 4th town center, but so another restoration being used and an earthquake. Pity he did make a monument over here. But then again, losing a single 4th town center for mythic god power is not that bad of an exchange. 2nd ancestors being used, I'm not too sure what to think of that. I don't think that was necessary at all. Could have just held it. But oh well. So BacHi now reclaiming this 4th town center. It's also already making his trade route. Let's see, 92, not too bad. I would really like to see a siege workshop here. Just make 1 or 2 catapults and just destroy the enemy base. Or just grab all your camels and start wreaking havoc over here, because all these villagers are just so completely defenseless. Do like their Super Saiyan's farm placement over here, that's top tier. So, second bronze being used by the DoDs. Son of Osiris is taking damage. Quite a lot actually. You can see the trail of poison. So CaleRo now also in the Mythic Age, but he aged up to not through Artemis, but through Hephaestus. And I can understand that, because Earthquake is not going to make that much of a difference at this point, and well, Hephaestus's upgrades will help out nicely. Although I'm not sure what his armory upgrades. Yeah, not that much armor, so it's still worth getting them. Getting the Forge of Olympus discount, I mean. Yeah, finally the catapult is rolling in. Although the Son of Osiris is quite a strong siege unit as well. BacHi now sent 1600 gold to CaleRo, so I think BacHi has plenty of resources. Bolt being used on the catapult, no, but 2 more are coming in, and a Colossus. So yeah, I'm not sure. He's losing a lot of chariots to these pelters though, but look at all these minions. This mummy is doing so much work. I think a mummy and a Son of Osiris. Yeah, it's just a golden combo. Although, did the Son of Osiris die? Where is that? No, it's all right over here. Never mind. I saw our second pharaoh. Over here we see a Polyphemus raid. You don't see that every day, but he's taking care of, he's batting away at these villagers. And we see some Heteroi, so that's nice. You don't see those too often. And on the other sides, yeah, BacHi's just slowly pushing forward. This is where Egypt is at its best, just creeping forward, building buildings and taking town centers. And now it would be the classical mercenary spam, but I think he's not going to do that in this case. Interesting to see Heteroi and Gastafetus being built. Don't see those too often, but nice. CaleRo is just pushing in over here as well. I would like to see some late game raids though. I would like to see them just go over here and deal damage, because they would have dealt so much damage in this place. 5th monument is now being placed. He doesn't want to get earthquaked again. Like I said, once you have a ball of chariots and a few catapults and your Son of Osiris, nothing really can stop you. I would like to see a few more mummies from BacHi, but he's chilling. And I'm not sure what their Super Saiyan or Ico can do at this point to win. I think their shot at winning was an underworld play over here, but they lost it using the underworld defensively. So let's see those Heteroi in action. Huge raid. NGG being used Well, GG. I think very well played by CaleRo and BacHi here. BacHi did did the 2 town center faster work and yeah, played it very well. And CaleRo also put up a lot of early aggression and followed up nicely with eco play. So I'm not sure what their DerSuperSaiyajin and Ico's game plan is, but they really couldn't really get their hands on this this game. So very well played. Quick look at the timeline. I think we can do team. Yeah. So as you can see, it's actually they were ahead in terms of interesting. The DoDs were ahead in total resources all game. I would have thought otherwise, considering it was two. They both had 2 town centers versus one 2 town center, but very cool. So, GG's. Let's go up to the next one. On the top left there we have DoD, it's Jskillz playing Zeus in the blue. On the right we have Juanchot playing as Freyr. And on the opposite team we have Jahvansi playing Freyr as well in the red. And Lennart-ip playing Loki in the purple. The map is Tundra once again. And let's reveal the map. And a quick look at the... yeah, let's just take a look at the relics. A decent one. Especially against when you're facing the rock giants from Freyr or any kind of Loki myth unit spam. Also not a bad relic, especially for Zeus. Decent relic as well. Infantry training time for all shifts involved. Decent one as well for against raiding, though not that particularly good. This one might be good late game. This one is always decent to have. Yeah, I never know how to value this one, to be honest. I mean, it's nice, but ideally you don't want to lose that many villagers to begin with. So I think we already had that one, yes. Then I think this one is left. Oh, very nice. Still very strong. It got nerfed, but it's still very strong. Although none of the Citizen Falls will likely make a lot of cavalry. Although Freyr can go up through Freya and make a bunch of raiding cavalry. Might be possible, but we'll have to see. Let's take a quick look at the build orders. Juanchot doing a double ox build. Did he get like eco ups? He get pickaxe, and he is getting hand axe. Maybe he's doing my 4 minutes build. Then again, maybe he's just improvising. Let's take a look at the other Freyr player.
Clear that.
Has pickaxe as well. No hand axe though. He did go for a triple ox build, although one is passing out. Go Jarnus and Lennart. Yeah, we'll see. I think the map is good for them. Zeus can be pretty tricky. I think he also had the worst spawn, I think, with Zeus. Well, it depends. If you go Athena, it doesn't really matter. If you want to go Centaurs, you'd rather face against Freyr. But we'll have to see how they'll deal with this. Anyways, Jskillz is grabbing this relic over here. Makes sense. I hear a temple. Temple for Jahvansi. Maybe just a Janus. In any case, also temple for our Loki player here, temple for our Freyr player here, and the Zeus already has one. Zeus already up almost through Athena. Loki going up through Forseti, of course. Freyr going up to Freya. And, well, yeah, now Juanchot is now aging up through Uller. So, a lot later. I think they're going to play a bit more of a defensive game because Jskillz is already walling over here. And he's walling too, so it makes sense. I like to see it, especially when you're against two maps that can go very aggressive. Already got husbandry, love to see it. Also grabbing relics, so far nothing has been built. Triple longhouse, that looks like the soup build. Triple longhouse into a second town center, or at least into the Asgardian Bastion. It's a pretty defensive building placement for our Loki player here. Interesting that he also decides to go for a Great Hall and a longhouse. On the DoD side we just see a double Great Hall. Makes sense, especially if you age up through Freya. He's probably going to mass raiding cavalry. And the Zeus is making Minotaurs and Hoplites and Toxotos. No double town center so far though. I'm not sure why my god power indications are spazzing out. It's distracting me, but oh well. So far everyone appears to be very content sitting in their base. Raid coming here from Lennart. Interesting to see that Juanchot is making Herdman as well. Asgardian Bastion being used in the center here. Yeah, they're confident moving forward. It makes sense, although it doesn't secure that much. It does secure the gold mine and this hunt. This town center arguably. And I like how they move out together. So they really want to get this bastion done. Idle villagers here from Jskillz. I wonder what their plan is. Is he? Let's just take a quick look at his. No, he's not planning an age up or anything. He did scout this Asgardian hill fort. So now we have the raiding cavalry being picked up, and the Minotaur really did a good job here. So far, so not a lot of damage being dealt by these raiding cavalry, but then again, he only lost like 2 or 3, so... I think it would be wise for the other team, the non-DoDs, to grab a town center here, because you know your opponents aren't really are on the defensive. You're not really planning to do anything aggressive, so... Then again, his army is not small by any stretch of the imagination. And the DoDs are now moving out. I like how they're moving out together. I think they can do a pretty serious push here. And they have restoration on the back of it, so they can do a considerable amount of damage. I think that was their plan to begin with. But it all depends on how they respond. Because the villagers are being retreated. I'm not sure if it's the best idea to push in the base here. Though I do like how they decided to just ignore this part of the map for now. And push in the main base. Because fighting under this is just what they want. So I like how Lennart is waiting to take this battle until his ally is here as well. And now it's 2 versus 1, so Juanchot really needs to pick up the pace here. All the god powers being used at once, Restoration and Forest Fire. But I think you just have to run away from the Golem Bursty. It's a pity, but this is not going to work out for the UDs. Especially with the healing spring on the back of it. So they are now retreating. And I like how he's not retreating back to his home base, but he decides to raid his opponent. Or at least distract his opponent with a raid. Although, don't move like this, please don't. I like how Jskillz used his special attack from the Minotaur to send those units away. Help the escape. Still though, these raiding cavalry would have been so much better here somewhere in the base. In any case, attack failed from the DoDs. But they're still in this. Jskillz is behind in score by a bit, because he did take quite a lot of losses, and he has, well, he doesn't have the Norse eco to help him. Although he did manage to keep a few Minotaurs alive, so maybe he can save up for his second restoration. Juanchot is now slowly moving forward, trying to claim this gold mine over here, and he's already farming. Would not have minded to see, you know, a small hunting party to take care of this this hunt. Then again, I do understand why he doesn't want to risk it, because his opponent has been very busy scouting the back. Then again, a wall here could also solve that. So still no second town centers from anybody. Everybody's just happily doing what they're doing. So quick look at the eco upgrades: pickaxe and husbandry, hand axe and husbandry, hand axe, pickaxe and husbandry. Should get plow, especially Sprayer. You should just get it right away. And hand axe, pickaxe and husbandry. I like how he's using this spot at the center for both his gold and food, so it's really beneficial to him. Meanwhile, his opponents are farming and using berries and whatnot. Not the best raid here. Also, his opponent has some herdmen to help him defend, so... Heroic in from Juanchot here. Did not see that coming. Although both his opponents are also going to the heroic age. Let's take a quick look. Aegir and BacHi, so no surprises there. And I think the Zeus player is nowhere near aging. Although he can almost age up. Now would be a very unfortunate time, because he is fighting. He is fighting under Tempest, so I think this is an engagement he can take, but I think if he will age up now, he is at the risk of having no army when he has to deal with the enemy Tempest and flaming weapons. So I'm not the biggest fan of this Tempest usage here. Great there. Good job by Juanchot. I do see Dionysus being pretty cute. Yeah, it's Dionysus coming up, so he really needs to start making an army now. Because they are slightly behind. Especially considering they Juanchot already used his heroic god power there. Yeah, I'm not too sure about these raids. I think they should scout this area more. So the enemy team now advancing. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the plan is here. Are they stalling for bronze? Because I think they should avoid engaging, and then maybe with the double, if they bronze both armies, they can deal with 10% flaming weapons. But that will still be a hard fight. Oh man! Oh no! Single bronze being used. Gulen bursting are also being used, so it's kind of like the reverse position of just now, just with the heroical parts and Gulen bursting. I'm not sure who's winning this. It's very close. Although the non-duties have a much larger army, I think they're cleaning this up. Yeah, Jskillz lost most of his army. He is making Hydra, but then again his opponents have so many heroes, so I'm not sure if that's the best idea. And now there's a raid in the economic heart, so that will do a lot of damage. And the myth unit spawn from a raiding cavalry. That's just the most unfortunate thing that could happen to you at this point, because all these raiding cavalry are so low hit points. So the villagers could have dealt with the RC, but this Draugr will do so much damage. And now the rest of the army is there, so I'm not sure how they're going to follow this up. Just, yeah, red army is there to pick them up. I think this is GG for the duties. Yeah, it's Jskillz resigned. I'm not sure why Juanchot is not resigning. I'm just gonna search for another game. Yeah, let me find out what the password is for the CaleRo and BacHi game. Let's see. Or maybe I can watch joeybadz and Skirnir, because they're facing the same people. Oh, GG. Yeah, I'm not sure why it took so long to resign. Maybe they were chatting and he didn't press the resign button, but oh well. Well played by the non-duties. So, on the top left side we have joeybadz playing as Ra. I think his set was banned, but I can double check. But let's just keep on. Let's just first do all the players. Skirnir playing a Loki on the bottom left. There we go. And let's switch teams. On the other side we have Darkstar 1973 playing Zeus on the top right. And on the bottom right we have TridentRayZ playing Loki. And the map is Tundra. So I'm gonna reveal the map. And I am going to enable the panning. That's a key hotkey, right? No. Excuse me for this, but that's much better. Yes, exactly. So here we go. Spy being casted by both players simultaneously. I think, yeah, he spied, Skirnir spied the opponent Berserk, and TridentRayZ spied the, I think it's either the ox cart or a villager of Skirnir. So interesting approach, a different approach from these two players. One wants to keep tabs of the enemy economy, and the other one wants to keep tab on the enemy. Makes sense, because when you're playing against Zeus and Loki, and your ally is Egypt, then you want to make sure you're not facing any rushing shenanigans, because you know you have shifting sands that can help you out, but you're still a bit vulnerable as Norse if you're doubled super early on. Let's take a quick look at the resolution. Yeah, it's good. Looks a bit blurry to me, but I'm not too sure. So I hear a temple being placed. I am spectating the Zeus, so yeah, that makes sense. Bit early, but nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, he tried to share his storage house with the wood and the gold here, but I think it's a bit of a stretch. I think at this point it would have been better to place his storehouse for gold here and just make a second one for wood. But maybe he really wanted that earlier age up. In any case, Athena coming in, and none of the others are aging up as of yet. And as a matter of fact, joeybadz is just starting to build his temple, so he's a bit late. And I think, well, unless they have a specific rush in mind, because his ally is now also aging up, but then again, so is Skirnir, that the super early advance is not really going to help him. He is making a little bit of a wall here with his houses, so that's good. Quick look here, temple at home, nothing out of the ordinary. And also a temple at home. And he is getting both hand and pickaxe. Let's take a quick look at the others. For Cute, no eco upgrades. And for our Skirnir, also for Cute, I also think no eco upgrades. Oh, he has pickaxe, very nice, very nice. Maybe he used my build, or should have paid attention, but good job Skirnir. Bit late on the age up, but that's fine in team games. And then we have our Ra player going to Bust. So interesting. I think we'll see some Sphinx raiding. No, probably no double TC. Also early pickaxe, but that's pretty common for Egypt. So let's see how this game progresses. I think from the DoD side we'll see raiding from both the Sphinxes and the Herser. Because I do see, we might as well expand this one, double Great Hall for our Norse player here. And on the other side we have a barracks and a Great Hall. Or a longhouse I should say, but that's a bit strange. I wonder if he's committing to classical warfare, or I'm not too sure what the thought process of this is. You usually just want to get 1 or 2 Great Halls and make Herser and raid, but meanwhile his ally is made 1 military academy and no town centers as of yet, so joeybadz is getting the Sphinx out and already pre-queued Creo Sphinx, so Sphinx from there, double military barracks from his opponent, and he made a second Minotaur, so he is being rather aggressive, and his ally also sent his units forward, so joeybadz is doing the Nilra quadruple monument build. I think that's pretty much the Ra meta nowadays. Just get the monuments out and then start pumping Sphinxes. I think with all the obelisks out, he should know that, yeah, he should see these units should know this attack is coming. So I hope he is communicating with his ally. And it's like, well, they're going to attack me. Just help me out, please. So nice. He has a very nice defensive gold mine, though. So I don't think he is in trouble as of yet. But we'll see. It would be nice to have a few heroes start dealing damage to these minotaurs, though. Healing spring for on nothing. So yeah, they managed to repel the attack quite easily. I mean, it's curious they decided to double the Egypt player, because he already has super safe gold and towers. So the free upgraded towers. So and it's very late even. So if they were super early with the forward build from the Loki player, then perhaps they could have done anything. But I'm not too sure what the thought process behind this was. Because now it seems that well, they're way ahead in score. So I think this is an easy follow-up. Let's go to the revealed position. Are they following up with Town Center? Yes. TridentRayZ decided to take a second Town Center, but now, and it's not a bad decision, but now his enemy will have to deal with a double army, and he did Age of very early, so yes, if he loses his army, he's done for. He did upgrade his Minotaurs, although he lost one here. So this could be a quick GG if this if he doesn't manage to hold this one. Clips being used. These Sphinxes are now will deal a lot of damage. Yeah, it's 2 versus 1. What can he do? 1 Minotaur down. I think the other one will go down rather fast as well against all the Herzer, the Sphinx as well. I mean, look at the deficit in the military population. I think it would be wise to use these Sphinxes on the town center now, but and now his ally sends his Herzer back. joeybadz really needs to micro these Sphinxes. Yeah, he's trying to pull it away. Yeah, these X-Men will tear through the Herzer. Town center is halfway done. I think now with the Sphinxes on it, it will go down really fast. And after that, it will be very hard for the guys to come back. He decided to that Skirnir can take over the base, and he decided to continue hunting down the villagers. Is this town center? It just is finished, but he's farming. That's not a good idea. You have so much hunt. You should try to hunt. Oh yeah, and all these villagers will be killed. I think Darstar is. I mean, does he have any villagers left? Could just be wiped from the game if these buildings get destroyed. But at this point it's GG. They just need to push forward. Skirnir managed to get a very large army. Did he get any additional eco upgrades? No, he did not. Just the early pickaxe. Oh man, they should have spotted this with the Sphinx, right? Yeah, and it's GG. Well played by the DoDs. I think the attack, the double, was not a bad idea per se, but they should have done it a lot faster, and they should have done it on the Norse player. Because then it would be hard for Skirnir to help out, but now he just needs to chill in the tower fire and wait for Skirnir's army to show up. So GG.
Thank you, unknown person from the internet. You did help a lot. So this is better. This is better. And who we have? We have Skirnir and Joey playing against Darkstar and TridentRayZ. There is a thing going on which is called the joeybadz special. We will see if we are going to witness it just now. We are playing Loki and Set against Loki and Gaia. Let's go for the revealed version here. Pretty interesting spawn here of the 2v2 map. Very easily wallable. So very safe map. This game might go on for a while. We got at least Gaia, who will be taking an interest in going for later games, possibly. With Seth, we don't know. Let's see the H-up times. Temples are going up. The Lokis, both of them rather quickly, normally want to advance rather fast, as they will. No, not rather fast. It's going to be 4 minutes or something. Let's see. We got Falsetti pre-queued here. This might hit in a second. Ah, is it? Oh no. Hersher comes out, so this Falsetti is going to take a while for TridentRayZ, and Skirnir has started Falsetti and is going up. Let's see the build. Standard 733. Queuing his Hersher now. Set is collecting the pigs. Getting high on protein. Enjoying it. With the longest food gathering in existence, but gets a nice boar here. His priest is out and about, hard to see though, because of orange. Where is he? No, it's a pig. His priest is going to mesmerize animals somewhere on the map. We will see him eventually. Ah, there he is. Alright, here. Convincing the pigs that this place is very nice. Let's see which one of you has seen the "May I have some oats, brother" meme. This is what those pigs are like now. If you know, you know. Alright, so ages are coming through. Set going up with Tar, meaning he can push a pretty rough timing on classical if he wants to, either for 2TC or for something else. He's moving out. He's choosing not to use the shifting sands to get the TC. Has a bit of walking time therefore, but he's going to be quite early nonetheless. Alright. Calaria slopping here down on this. We see Darkstar going for Catapeltis and Terma, having scouted 2 Great Halls and a lot of raiding cavalry, possibly, or Hershers. So the Catapeltis, meh, I don't know, but he's going for the Momelo anyway. Let's see how many upgrades he's going to get. Oceano's having very, very nice infantry upgrades, totally busted, utterly despicable. What's the buddy going to do? So we see here Seth scouting, Set scouting the base with his god power. Just arrived in time. This priest is gonna go down, but the town center has been built, and hence the barracks units will come out very shortly. And those barracks units, they do give Norse quite the hard time. Little bit of fighting going on here. Those heroes kinda overestimating themselves maybe. He gets the troll and the Caladrias are healing, but it's not enough. So this rather wasteful, like funneling in the units one by one. This is gonna go badly if you're outmassed like 1 to 8 or something. Alright, let's inform the guy that I'm can maybe go a little bit faster here. I received another match to cast. Damn it, I can't drink anymore. Let's see. Well, so the helmet, not very helpful for this. What do we get here? Skirnir getting the Lion Relic, making him very competent. This Caladria is going to die. Carnivora, I'm sorry. Oh, nice raid. Nice raid. Kinda unusual catching Gaia villagers so far in the open without some manners to protect them, so this is gonna be nice. Those picks not getting put out. And here we see Joey giving a hard time to the Norse player as he is banking up on those units. Does he get the upgrades? Not now. Tar gives upgrades to all barracks units, so this is rather nice. Another Carnivora going down somewhere. Maybe in defense of the map. Another villager goes down. Kinda, not saying risky, but staying under tower and TC fire, always a little bit hard for Norse as they are made out of paper. Darkstar definitely overmaking Catapultis here against a majorly infantry based force. He needs something else, he needs those Momillos. Caladria is also not in the fight, which is very, very huge. He's missing out on a lot of healing. And we see surprisingly still a very, very big population lead for Darkstar and Trident. Loki getting a second TC by himself, so the villager count kinda equal, although Joey was the first to get the villagers. Oh, big raid coming in at the back. And this is a problem with the with this Aggie army. It's rather slow. When you are able to go Bast or Anubis, they are much more speedy, but the Cockjets very, very slow. Slithering over the map. Skirnir keeping the pressure. We have now seen a big switch due to more Terma, but the Terma are not going to do well if you're not kiting with them. So he gets up completely, gets down completely, giving a mythic spawn. Carnivora getting dropped by the Hershers, and most likely getting another mythic spawn. Okay, this one I did not see. So Skirnir very well on the march forward. Now is going to cycle around the base. Obviously you can kill buildings, but he's rather looking to compress Darkstar in, maybe searching for the second gold mine here. Does he know? He might not know. This looks a little bit weird. So alright, so let's see. Getting back into the game. Skirnir now, having reached heroic, instantly goes down with the flaming weapons. Damage, 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 damage. Is able to take down the first and only TC of our Gaia player, and Darkstar running for dear life, trying to escape maybe to this last corner of the map. His Loki mate still being rather well protected, being on a 30C now, pumping out units with a very, very high population difference. So the Lokis are doing work, each on their own given side. Still, the situation looks a little bit more grim for Darkstar and Tridents here, because Skirnir is really cleaning everything up. Does not really reflect though on the population count, as Trident and Darkstar are still leading the population count by a big margin. Although if we look at the points are slowly shifting in Joey's and Skirnir's favor. Joey kinda able to repel the push, losing the second TC though in during this, but is now free to essentially take this TC if he wants to, as there's no pressure coming from this side. He got this walled and he got Skirnir's units protecting the right. He can also go back TC if he wants to. I'd rather take the front TC. Nice mythic spawn, that one was pretty useless. Very sad. And now, Loki on Loki action. Hot Deception God. Let's see what's going down. We get a troll spawn, instantly explodes. The Jotun is there. Marching forward, gonna schlop his big tree somewhere. And Trident is gonna pull back to defend in the vicinity of his buildings. Those tight spots kind of favor trolls and throwing X-Men, so good point of for Skirnir not going in there. He's very short on Hershers too, so this battle boar is gonna fuck him up pretty hard. TridentRayZ has now to be defending at two sides essentially though, so this is quite hard. Has a few boats here to do a little bit of side raiding. He's now setting over to the other side and getting the steel pack actually. Really nice play, I think. But joeybadz has recovered and is now heavily pushing the one side, and Trident is not going to be able to hold this up because he's gonna be pushed in by both of them quite a bit. Very nice game. So, witnessing the second win for... We will start with the first game. It's 3v3, 4v4, I'm sorry, the finals was 4v4. And we do have the following spread going through the players. We got CaleRo, Stoochio, BacHi and Soka. Soka playing Ra in the last game, Stoochio playing Freya in the game we casted earlier. CaleRo is very, very fond of Poseidon, and BacHi, I don't know about, most likely plays a lot of different things and styles, as those are all very rather high rated players in the DoD roster. We get to get used to the colors. So we got Stoochio as Thor going for an armory opening, going to buff himself up with the eco and the free dwarfs, and having BacHi to the south of him. Freya researching an immediate pickaxe, so we are seeing a rather classic, also eco stylized build, I would say. CaleRo going with Uranus. Uranus, I'm rather unexperienced. This looks to me still very normal. Going up on food villagers, building the temple, so this will be a very standard age up timing, as the other two will be aging up rather late. And then we got Soka. Soka going for a 3 ox cart build order, so not the fastest, not the slowest. I feel it's going to age up at like 350 or 340, 45, I believe. Soka, this really important. We see a spy actually on the wood villagers, interestingly enough. Can also have a look at his point of view. So he's spying the wood villagers of ikosaeder, who's playing Odin. We are going through the German side now. In the south we have ikosaeder. I'm sorry, it's I think it's a dice, a specific form of dice. Playing as Odin in a rather standard fashion, one would say, but he is not harvesting food really. Getting a 3rd ox cart just now. pulling in those hamster builds, going on those later. Very interesting, also getting very heavy on the gold. Most likely going for a 2TC play. We might see a Heimdall here, I fear. In the north of him, we got Eisomarto. Those two having the same colors is really not that helpful. Eisomarto being a Loki, looking very standard. 4 dwarves, 4 wood, 5 wood by now, and 7 or 6 on food. Going to drop the temple. If he hasn't done so, the temple should be going up any minute. North of him, we got DerSuperSaiyajin. This player I have seen a few times, also quite high ranked. Must be in the 1600s, I believe. Having a Zeus. Going up as the first player with an Athena, the Bull Minotaur comes out eager to do, yeah, bull things, I guess. To the north of him, we have the Dark Soul. The Dark Soul and Eisomarto were teaming up in one of the 2v2s, I believe, or either one was in each one of them. Oddly enough, we get on the German side a Heimdall from Eisomarto. On the other hand, our Loki player Soka is matching with the Forseti, walling up the front. We will have a look at the Odin, and the guess was right. Going heavy on the gold that early, a Heimdall build is going to transpire and the town center is going to be taken. So who is missing? Most likely, yes. We got CaleRo going up with Uranus, very, very standard, and also possibly against the Norse Eisomarto on the other side. A very, very good idea to hold against potential mass berserks, mass infantry, mass anything, which is a thing Ati might struggle a bit. We have BacHi here with the Freya build order, and BacHi going Ula, having not placed his hill fort just yet, most likely is saving this to solidifying a TC, and just walling himself up in the front very, very nicely. So we see a bit of defensive walling, building placements, troll covering for the other side. So Soka actually getting, what do we have here? Oh boy, Zashi, I'm drinking coffee. If you want me to grab a beer, let's say so. I'm eager to do it. Aufhopfen is a German way of saying drink some, specifically beer, as Hopfen is barley in English, and Aufhopfen could be translated as barley yourself up, made. Stooch here, pushing out the dwarves. Thor eco looking very nice in the early stages of the game. Thor definitely leading here with the villagers. Anti-villager count always a little bit deceiving. We see the Carnivora going down as CaleRo is going in hard and dry, possibly forgetting that he is playing Uranus and not Poseidon at the moment. Nicely healing up those Momillo. Momillo's already stacked with Blade of the Bitch, or serrated blades, yeah. Bite of the Bitch, I'm sorry. The Uranus upgrade for essentially poison or bleed damage. And we see here this combination is taking quite a hit to the berserks of ikosaeder. What? Oof, oof, nice call, Stooch. Holy shit. Holy shit. Stooch is gathering the defenses. BacHi is being at his side. The others pushing in the south, they cannot help. The double Heimdall now might be really dreadful, coming in clutch here. Someone is bursting the Ghoulin, as BacHi puts it. You can put it on LITCs, but double undermine, a fast Njord from the Odin player, and Minotaurs. We actually got Hades and Zeus both going for Athena, and they are running it down mid. Holy shit. This is just very hard to hold, facing 2 off against 3 with attack advantage. CaleRo at the south, essentially depopulating the eco of ikosaeder here, but not finding that many kills when Stooch got his whole base taken away from him. Now getting his villagers found by DerSuperSaiyajin, the Zeus player, as the pain train continues to roll. Egyptian helmet is going to be tomorrow, Warcraft. Please calm down. Kamostikles. Oh no, and the bull minotaurs finding the dwarves, the little man flying around. Ah! Off he goes. And Stooch needs to run away for this life. What a swingy game. Always the thing with how explosive team games can be, right? The defensive walling here of Soka. Oh, well, look at this. It happens to good players too. Very nice. Team games being able to be very swingy, getting caught out of position for even a brief moment because you're doing something. It's not even a mistake, but if you're not responding in the correct way, having all the affordable info about an attack going down this heavily on one of the players, then you're basically done. BacHi is getting up his hill fort defensively now, but this is going to be so many minotaurs and so many hoplites most likely too. CaleRo joining the fight here from the south, having a lot of Calarias. The Norse players can't do anything about it, but he's quite low on heroes, I feel, for the amount of minotaurs that we are having here. BacHi and Soka trading out nicely, getting kills on a few reinforcements, but now they're getting crunched into their corner of the map. Soka being really safe, having noticed this little villager stupidity going down here. CaleRo trying to maybe going for an out eco play here, as he is most likely thinking, okay, if my guys are going down, I need to do more, and he's getting a lot of TCs with his available resources, but the pain train has not stopped. Yeah, this is a bug. Happens extremely often. And only with Norse, I feel. This has to be Oxcart specific. As the TC of BacHi is going down, the hill fort is not gonna do much against this much violence. What can man do against such reckless hate? Reinforcements keep streaming in. Some of them even being parked in the back. Lonely Armory still standing. Stooch can eco up from here, right? Taking all of this gold unseen by buying more eco upgrades. Stooch having a TC again, but for how long is the question here, as the reinforcements continue to stream in and in. Let's see. Okay, will not see a second walking woods that quickly. Yeah, this was one of my my better days in Skyrim. I was quite young there back then. All the shouting and stuff, it really takes a toll. Now let's see, BacHi has settled himself, fully leading in points to all people here. Actually, almost getting pushed out a little by our Odin player due to the H-up. BacHi trying to mess up units. The DoD boys very behind in pop, as their armies are a lot smaller, and this is dangerous because you're having the eco, right? This doesn't look as bad, but with an army too small, you cannot fight the ball of pain that rolls down your bowling hall alley, and it's going to roll for the strike. And now those TCs might fall like dominoes, and we get a breach of Soka here too, who is busy in the north. Cannot hold two fronts. That never worked. Holy shit. Here is the great equalizer. Can view the map again. Alright. Have a look at the stats. Seeing here the point where the big push hit, and essentially may be able to compare. Let's see, filter the players. We are filtering CaleRo out, and I believe Soka was also not joining the fight to the fullest. So for the DoD boys, we got Stooch here, we got BacHi helping defend him, facing off against ikosaeder, DerSuperSaiyajin, and of course myself being the deciding factor in this push, tossing Stooch away like a meaningless, unloved puppet, and he goes down in the cellar. Poor guy. This was really, really explosive. Thank you, Stooch, for reminding me to look north. This happened so fast. I would not, oh, god damn it. I would not have seen it. All the god powers going down here, the undermines, the restorations, most likely both of them. We cannot see. Another undermine, the walking woods. Yeah, the deciding factor here, snowballing downhill from then. Stooch holding on to his villagers for quite a while, losing only in pointers, only 10 in the initial onslaught, but then as he tries to save the rest, they run into the bull minotaurs. You cannot run away from those, they are just too fucking fast. Alright. As we are now refreshed with a rather succulent pump and a girthy upper body, we will dive into the next game, the second game of the series. And possibly the last game of the series, as the DoD boys now desperately need a win. Yes, Toby, I do see a little bit. Not much though. Getting quite warm under the helmet. Let's have a look at the map. This map is very interesting. You do get a buttload of TCs, but with all the TCs, the resources rather far away most of the time. This one I would say is unusual, but if you look at the middle, there is nothing here. So although you can secure the TCs, you still have to fight for the resources a lot. In this house, spawning the German boys. Dark Souls as Hades again. ikosaeder, no, wrong color. The DerSuperSaiyajin, not on the Zeus. On the Thor this time, going for an eco build. Hades luring in the Huns. And wait, am I? Yes. ikosaeder now not on the Odin but on the Poseidon. Rather reasonable, comparable choice, I'd say. Quite the same playstyle or approach to the game. Not really the same, but cavalry based. I could see myself taking a liking to this as well. He is saving his hunt, actually his not his hunt but his lure for later stages of the game, and we got Eisomarto on the low key. So on the other side, Stooch. He will take revenge for what happened, and he is... where is he? Here he is. He will take revenge for what have happened, and he's going to be the Thor player again, going up with an armory build, getting those 3 dwarves. We got BacHi on Isis, very interesting. First time we see Isis in this clan war, I feel, if I remember correctly. So let's see how this goes. Normal empowering the food. Unlike Ra, Isis cannot empower everything with her monuments once the pharaoh goes down on the monument. We got CaleRo not as Poseidon but as Hades. Getting a temple up, and finally, last but not least, we got Soka playing as Poseidon. We are seeing HUBs from Soka here with Hermes. We are seeing Athena from CaleRo. We are going to see Bust from Isis, and most likely we are going to see Falsetti from Stoochio. Maybe, maybe not. We will see. Aggressive hunts, very good for getting early favor and going up Freya and getting double Valkyries or a fast upgrade. But Stoochio going for the Falsetti here. Let's look at the other side. We got Eisomarto being already up, right? No. Why is this misbehaving now? Because it's the other side, most likely. Ah, yeah. Eisomarto taking Falsetti. We got ikosaeder going up Hermes, very standard. We got their DerSuperSaiyajin matching Stoochio on the Falsetti pick, and let's see, Dark Soul most likely being up with Athena. Yes, he is. No Sentinels down. As Soka draws first blood, shooting his volley of arrows into the Wilds. The Minotaur standing there, being flabbergasted by the horseman butt cheeks, wiggling in front of him, eager on the chase. So close, yet so far he cannot reach. Let's have a look. We are seeing a little bit of poking here as ikosaeder goes to the other side. Many monoliths already from BacHi, so possibly the DoD boys very aware of what's going on here. This is also really nice. This Minotaur not having the not having his upgrade yet, meaning he's actually slower. Still, we can now see Atalanta whack him for approximately 21 times until he finally starts to take a nap in the sand. Soka now pushing and pressuring further, driving Dark Souls from the food and from the woodline just by running by. Dark Souls in the meantime going up a town center. Maybe they need to draw a ceasefire here from the Poseidon player. We don't know. Town center is going up. Small losses. One will gets down. This is the second town center going up for the Germans. But on the other side, we already see the DoD boys hammering away at the foundations with 4 town centers being up and running, close to finishing. So this is gonna be a really big eco stylized game from not from both sides. Production buildings now going down in style. We see ikosaeder dropping his hunt in the middle of the map, being able to pull from rather many sources, so this is a nice idea. Meanwhile, Soka, having placed his hunt at the very beginning, not saving it for later. So we see the split of resources. We see Soka here going for another hunt in the back. No, sorry, this is not Soka. It is Soka, I'm sorry. This is CaleRo. Okay, ikosaeder here pressuring the base of Soka. Running around a little bit, giving Poseidon a tiny bit of his own medicine. This is also very nice here, right? Don't mind me, I'm just chopping here. Please leave me alone, please. Not, oh, this hurts. TC's being useless as always. Just running around, standing there, trying not to fall asleep. As Soka now has to retreat into the tower amidst the Poseidon raid. Still, ikosaeder now being only able to pressure because he is the last one without a second TC, not having invested in those resources. He now really needs to find some damage, otherwise this is going very badly for him. The Atalanta survives, but 2 of the hippies fall. Soka has taken some damage, but if we compare this, he's still ahead in villagers, and he's going to be ever more ahead every second the game goes on for longer. So the really juicy targets in the back, ikosaeder has not been able to find, as CaleRo is joining here with his Minotaur, keeping the mid or the middle safe, doing some nice scouting on this side of the map. Possibly they are searching for any outside villager places. This time I must say the Germans doing a very early and very good job at walling off their side of the map, with this place essentially being the only really like open spot at the very moment. With ikosaeder building walling the front, Eisomarto using defensive walls. We got DerSuperSaiyajin with walls and frontal buildings, and the Zeus player, Hades player Dark Souls also walling his side, and we also saw him standing guard here with a few units in the in case something went through. But now here through the middle to one of the open spaces comes Soka, and he is going to take revenge for what just transpired, and the Poseidons are going hard at each other. Soka catching a big boulder with his teeth, rather unhappy about it, most likely taking a lot of damage here, but also, if we see this now, pushing ikosaeder further down the line, being now 10 villagers ahead. Very, very convincing raid. So I think this is alright if you are in a better position economically speaking. You can throw some units away and trade them out rather aggressively just by being ahead further in economics. We see the DoD boys. No, wait. Am I stupid? The DoD boys actually not being in front villager-wise, which is surprising to me. We will have to see how this came to be. But yeah, that's how it's looking currently. But having an early tech advantage as the DoD Hades is getting up earlier, with Thor and Isis already being up, and on the other side of the team Loki and Thor going into the heroic age. We see Migdals getting thrown down by BacHi, securing the next TC possibly in the middle, which is Stooch already taken. taking on his side. Eisomarto seeing this here by grabbing a relic, having a free Pegasus flying around here. Stooch this time. I was about to say rather well protected, but now he's getting like annoyed by ikosaeder's troops, which must have been riding like a huge circle as they broke to Stooch's initial line of defense. Well, those hippies, technically they should win, practically they don't. Those are like Forseti Thor Berserks buffed to the very breach of their teeth, having the Dwarven Breastplate already pretty fast, high attack speed. And Soka most likely not matching all of the upgrades, in fact matching none of the upgrades. So this was a very effective cleanup, using the Atalanta in the process, which hurts if you are on 1TC yourself. So now let's see. BacHi going down here, the yellow looking rather weird, I feel. Restoration being used, Aphrodite's Curse being used, by... Where is he? Dark Souls, right? Yeah, the Dark Soul used the Aphrodite Curse. No, he wasn't, I'm sorry. CaleRo used the Aphrodite Curse, having a big Tox Ball. He did withdraw slightly because he needed the front line of Soka's Hippias. The Hippias getting kinda cleaned up. So the DoD boys here facing a rather solid front line of a lot of infantry and Tox being very short on front line themselves. So CaleRo here pulling back, letting BacHi take advantage of his mobility and his range. Soka buffing up his hippies, getting more of them, and oh boy, I was about to say, when he sees this, he's going to be very happy. Run, little bearded children, quickly get away. Those hippies, they think they are in for a treat, but they are not, as your ass gets needled by the cavalry archers. Stoochio now joining the fight, or the reinforcements rather, as he is bringing his infantry forward, adding another hill fort to the mix of Migdals and such. So we got a few fortresses on one side and a few on the other. So here's the kicker. Egypt being able to produce siege rather cheap and quickly through those siege workshops is going to be a very big deal here, as the Norse, obviously they have their rams, but those rams are very easy to punish if you're not gonna dive under the TC. And the question is, with what are you going to dive here? Stooch is harassing this this gold mine of Eisomarto. So instead of like a north-south trend as in the last map, we see both parties literally shitting on all of those resources here in the middle, just going into the middle. A big hooligan beatdown transpires. BacHi casually building a TC with his Pharaoh under the firing hill fortress. What are you going to do? It is what it is. As his siege stores are rolling out and cleaning this up one by one, those hill forts will fall. It's only a matter of time. Stooch has denied this gold mine. This is very nice. And we got CaleRo and Soka pushing back here on the Dark Soul, as DerSuperSaiyajin is rather passively waiting here in the vicinity of his buildings, getting a third DC now, maybe out of any better idea to do, leaving Dark Soul kinda like out to die here in the middle of the map. This waltz, nicely placed, would have been huge if this would be going up together with the TC, and maybe a fortress manages to push Soka away here for a moment, but this is only temporarily, as the DoD boys are now pushing with the help of the battle boars and the siege towers. Now 3 at this point, rolling into everything. We are having a Fimbulwinter from Stooch, countered by a ceasefire by ikosaeder, and now let's see how the DoD boys are going to play this out, walking under the town centers of Eisomarto. Currently, BacHi staying a little bit back, CaleRo also not committing right now to this. We got Dark Soul and DerSuperSaiyajin pushing back in, essentially rebuilding the Migdolls lost in the last fight or push from the DoD boys here. As we see an eclipse from BacHi and the ancestors. Cannot see the ancestors. Where are they? Oh, Soka finding big damage in the woodline. Double flaming weapons, one on each side. No, sorry. Same side. Eisomarto and DerSuperSaiyajin are putting pedal to the metal, and Soka is gonna bronze here in the midst of everything, and another ceasefire, this time from Soka, thinking, double flaming weapons, this is quite rough. A lot of damage comes out, and this was a wise decision, I feel. We got a lot of ranged here, a lot of ranged and a lot of hungry, beat up, enjoyable boys ready to damage the fuck out of those Toxotes. The bronze will be lasting for a few seconds, so this is going to be big. Arresto comes and brings up all the Toxotes back to life, shredding through the infantry. Battle Boar in the midst of this whole ruckus here, essentially. Soka heavily chilling in the back with Stoochio's berserks, matching the speed. Soka spreading out nicely here. We see him being active on the map with like 4 raiding groups at the same time, so this is really nicely played. Dependent, obviously, on the ability for this to hold and be able to fight, and able to fight it is, as CaleRo and BacHi are still standing, dishing out the damage. Now the son of Osiris, Bird Boy, is rubbing the Egypt stave and shoots lightning from his ass once again. Dreadful, dreadful, dreadful. Almost all the DoD boys being in the Mythic Age right now. Currently only DerSuperSaiyajin being the one in the Mythic Age for the German clan, having already spent his Fimbulwinter, which went also down during the period of the many ceasefires, or ceasefire from Soka. Soka himself, no, it was CaleRo, I'm sorry, busting down the Migdolls being built and rebuilt for the first time. We will see the scorching remains of their existence. Nice pavement body, this looks beautiful. The Migdolls are done. Dark Soul being able to finally secure this TC and this side of the map, which is really nice for him. But does it matter when the DoD boys are pushing this hard currently? I'm kinda trying to find Stooch here. Stooch pulling the trigger on the flaming weapons here, with a lot of stuff happening. The base of their DerSuperSaiyajin currently melted in a heartbeat. CaleRo and Stooch are doing damage here. The flaming weapons is helping Stooch, taking out little things in the back here, killing one TC, killing a second TC, actually rebuilding TCs on the enemy side of the map. This is looking really, really grim here, as the DoD boys are gonna lead in in supply very soon. And this is, I think, wrongly, because DoD was leaving... What? No, 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 no. Das muss bei dir sein. This must be a new Eismaschine TV. All the guys are having sound, I feel. At least from the mic. And we got the German clan signing out as DerSuperSaiyajin is Fimbul wintering one last time, halting the eco, town bell is being ringed, the world comes to a close, and we all go inside and reflect on our life choices as the eternal winter transpires. Still, this is not going good. DerSuperSaiyajin keeping up the fight for another second, but he goes down just as well, and that's it. So let's have a look at the map in its final state. Soka, meanwhile, walling off this side of the map just as Dark Souls did, and the DoD boys creeping ever so slightly forward with their buildings and solidifying a very, very huge position in the middle, from which they pushed rather convincingly, I must say, with the help of BacHi's siege towers through the defenses of the enemies and pushing them off very vital resources and gold mines, ending the game in the process with a rather early economic lead due to ikosaeder investing into pressure, but not kind of finding this big eco damage that he really needed to equalize the count. DoD boys very good at defending here, pushing the eco and tech advantage further and further, and ending the game, which feels like a very late game kind of game, to me at least. We saw a lot of god powers, huge armies, big fortifications, only 22 minutes, so a rather short, valiant banger, this one. We can see here essentially the big fighting, the pushing of the mines starting here as the Germans are falling off in economy one by one. Dark Souls holding the longest out of all of them. He was a little bit to the side, so his eco wasn't in the focus of the big massacre, but then the trend is clearly seeable, and Eisomarto and ikosaeder dropping also off in resources gathered as the DoD boys are pulling up and further beyond bit by bit. All right, this equalizes the count to a 1-1, and we are gonna watch the last game, which is going to be the closing moment of this final series between DoD. In the second game, a very solid push through the middle equalizes the count for DoD against FoM, and we are seeing a third game in this best of three. The deciding game, I must add, of this Clan War finals, and we are going in it right now. So, getting used to the colors once again. Those colors are now, I'd say, a lot nicer. This one will be easier. Wait for me to shit myself. For the first time, we got the Germans in the north, from right to left. ikosaeder playing now not Zeus, but Poseidon. Dark Soul still on the Hades, feeling the comfort, most likely one of his favorite picks. Apparently Eisomarto again on the Loki, and DerSuperSaiyajin with a set pick. Very surprising, very interesting. We have to see. how this is gonna go for him. Super Saiyajin, a very respectable player. Let's see his set. CaleRo back on the Atlanteans, spreading his oracles out here in the triangle formation of old man holding a staff, getting vision around his base. Next to him is Stoochio again on the Thor, already pumping up the lead and the gold in the armory, herding animals, doing the armory late HR build. We do get BacHi on Isis once again. BacHi, I feel, in the last game, the deciding factor in a few minor engagements, at least for the push in the middle. Obviously, Soka and CaleRo have been doing huge work on the left flank and behind enemy lines, but it looked like BacHi was really like the pulling factor on this big push. Last but not least, it is Soka again on the Poseidon. This is what you like to see. Finally, a respectable god. Very nice pectoral muscles, nice crown, water always clean, very good. We are happy to see it. Now let's look at the map. We get a buttload of resources. Gold mine to gold mine to gold mine to hunt to TC to hunt, and not berries, but possibly another gold mine somewhere. So this is gonna be a map that is very, very likely to be fought over. Oof, very nice relic here. Most likely the Greek players will take a huge interest into this, and CaleRo is about to secure it, most likely by himself, parking an oracle beside it. We see the little baboon of Set, the best unit in the game, totally underbuffed and underpowered, should be 200 health and 20 hack damage. Bad game design. CaleRo taking the relic as the prophecy did state, and we will see where he wants to go back with this. Can we actually see him carrying it? Come on. Where are you going, my friend? Gets it into his own temple. No sharing, no caring. He doesn't want it to have the Greek, his Greek buddy to have it. But to be fair, this is a super long walking time for him. So getting it for his Poseidon, really not the best idea in terms of effectiveness. He going up with Oceanus once again, needs the bite of the bitch upgrade to go against the infantry of Zeus, possibly Hades. No, this is the other team, Loki, and possibly Set, if he's going for the barracks units and such. We will see how this goes down now. So we got Super Saiyajin here with the set, being all charming around animals. The hippos and rhinos love him. Little bit of defensive warning here. Do we see his priest? No. His priest is taking a liking in those giraffes, tricking them into entering the set base. Obviously, there's no coming back from that place. You are getting turned into salami right the moment you arrive. We get a bolt. We don't see what got bolted, but ikosaeder chooses to use the bolt. We are seeing here the center of Soka still alive. Most likely his Atlanta got bolted from the looks of it. Yes, she is dead, turned to dust, as the centaur is still alive, and the next centaur is only to be arriving in a while. This takes a lot. You are usually going for Atalanta and then the Pegasus upgrade. So second centaur will take a while, but we got BacHi here again with the nice vision. This is really good for Soka too. He's not gonna likely run into a hero here, as he has so much vision around the mid-map. So unlucky pickoffs are very unlikely here, and Soka is able to raid and pressure freely, driving ikosaeder here from the foot. We see Dark Soul going for Cyclops actually, so picking the Ares and getting some early armor upgrades, not being interested in early hyperpists, which, to be honest, makes sense if your matching partners here like to build into Cav. BacHi scaring off the Minotaur, shooting his Kamehameha energy bolts out of the priests. This Minotaur is getting down. No bull upgrade, so actually catchable. But on the other hand, this is the Sphinx. This one is going to be fast as fuck sooner or later anyway. We see BacHi now empowering his gold, most likely meaning he is not gonna be going for a fast heroic here. He is looking for a second town center, and we will see if he wants to take this one, which has very nice protected resources in the back, or if he's going safe. This one is ass. Maybe that one he has already mined. We will see. My guess is this one. Let's see what goes down here. Stoochio posturing up in the middle of the map, claiming this town center kinda as his own, and we are now having a look at CaleRo and Stoochio doing the north thing, getting his version of the obelisk, a nice wooden toilet stall thing, house. Very good. So vision here, you are going to see if this TC is taken, and the set player also being empowering his gold, but not as many villagers and gold as in the moment I'm saying this. He is actually moving out towards the TC, having gathered enough, not using the shifting sands, most likely going to use it for later, or is he just taking another gold mine? He is taking a Migdol stronghold back at the gold mine. This is interesting. So Seth and Dark Souls having reached the third age, Seth going with the ancestors, Dark Souls getting Apollo with the underworld passage. CaleRo, though, he is not interested in attacking. He is interested in blatant and cold-blooded murder as he heals up his Momillos once again. Those dudes do have seen a fight, but the nice bird ladies are getting them back together again and again. Actually interesting, we see some defense here on the Hades Sentinels actually being placed at Soka's place, so we not at ikosaeder's place. We might have missed a raid by Soka actually going in there. Soka currently claiming a second TC. It's not really nice to raid around Minotaurs and Zeus hoplites. They are just too fast and kinda do too much damage. It's not fun. Stoochio and CaleRo still running around, almost catching this army of Dark Soul, as Soka drives Dark Soul off hunt. The army kinda out of position. The Cyclops very nice, but also dead and slow, essentially walking themselves to death here. ikosaeder securing his side of the base, but this I'm not sure if I like this. We see a rather bent front from the Germans here, right? No aggressive map splitting like we saw in the last game or in the game before. So they kind of chose to back themselves up into the corner, giving all of this real estate here up for the DoD boys. And the DoD boys currently placing themselves a lot more linear. The only outlier here being DerSuperSaiyajin with his set, but also his army really slow, not being able to move well, not being able to help much, as Stoochio and CaleRo are still knocking at the door of Eisomarto. And ikosaeder now has enough, walks all the way over to bonk, 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 meets BacHi in the middle of the open, did not see it through the obelisk. This could have been avoided, but now we are seeing the first fight possibly. Still, all have the ability to maneuver away. I would, yes, the DoD boys are playing it safe. They are going back. CaleRo most likely going to fix his idols. In the meantime, having taken 3 TC, busting out the cockwave in the middle of the enemy, building a little bit of space, but you see those Momillo getting snared and run down. We need the Caladrias to slow down the reinforcements. And yes, a little bit of healing going down here. Stoochio turning around to fight. Maybe BacHi's gathering his resources, taking quite a beating by himself. Obviously those priests are slow as fuck. Just naked man in very, very clean linen underwear, which you most likely can buy on Temu or Primark, but not very movable in this. On the other hand, Zeus hoplites from ikosaeder, very, very quick. Look at Boyd raiding. This is really nice. Welcome everybody. We are watching the final game of the DoD and FOM clan war. It's been a back and forth. You are seeing and looking currently at the DoD boys managing a push with Stoochio leading here with the front, freezing most of the German clan's armies as the push is going to come down here, and they are making their entrance into the base. Soka here coming from the right side, getting into the base of his own base. Essentially he was already there, and now we see them getting mopped up and surrounded by the DoD boys. A little bit of regrouping going on here. BacHi zoning on the left, the reinforcements from Dark Soul coming in here from this side. Actually really, really effective, right? You're bleeding units here at the very, very moment. Dark Soul putting down his Apollo undermine passage, underworld passage, and they are escaping ever so slightly, but they are not escaping home. Oh no, they are escaping to the fucking base of CaleRo. It's not that he needs it, he got 2 others, but we have Soka's ceasefire halting the whole thing. Dark Soul also pulling his pestilence. I kinda cannot see. Oh yes, it went down in the base too. So not much that is going to fire here, but it's on top of all of CaleRo's production. So very, very slow reinforcements coming down, and essentially the Germans have now taken down, or will taking down, this TC of CaleRo, having backed themselves a little bit into a corner though, as they now cannot leave, otherwise they will be in the base of Soka again, which, do not mind me, the underworld passage is kinda dead, and now the big killing begins. Eisomarto pulls the flaming weapons. We see a resto from ikosaeder too, and another cockwave here back as DerSuperSaiyajin. What has he been doing all this time? He has been building siege towers, and in he goes. A giant massacre ensues. DoD here fighting into the flaming weapons. This is really hurtful. Ancestors coming out though, maybe able to help here. A really, really big fight. The siege towers Many of them go down. BacHi, last man standing here, with the exception of a few of Soka's hippies, which are rather interested in the carnage going down the alley. Now they join. It was too easy before. They will equal up the count right now. BacHi slingering away pretty hardly at the MIF units here, and actually having quite a success with his barrack-styled army. With only 4 priests, those set animals will also go down as we see more army movement to the north, as this elephant is Dumbo, the circus elephant, is taking a liking at this hill fort, with Stoochio reaching MIF and busting out the winter of Fimbles, the everlasting winter. We will all make ourselves a nice tea, go into our housings and reflect of our life choices. Be with your family and love each other. This is the spirit of winter and Christmas. As Stoochio bestows it upon us, we see the carnage goes down. It ceases, the world is at peace at last. We got BacHi's army moving to the north here. As I'm looking at those army movements, Stooch is rebuilding what was lost effectively. Soka currently being there he is again. I was gonna say Soka for the first moment in the game not being active, but his raiding parties are back at it again. Back to search for rural areas to make friendly acquaintances with the local population, and he's going to find a very, very juicy gold mine of Eisomarto with a lot of very tiny bearded children. Eisomarto instantly converts a few berserks, but those hippies now being rather buffed. We saw it in the last game, the berserks cleaning up the hippies, when at this moment those are Dionysus Trajan horses hippies. This is not going to go in the same way. Yet again, they are managing to buy a lot of time for the dwarves to escape, but the dwarves are just going back to mining into their business, and Eisomarto chooses to convert more. Damage is done. Converted berserks are essentially dead wills. CaleRo pushes into the base of Set, but can he do this? With Stoochio, we see the tornado coming down. Seth has not used his mythical age power yet, and the sook is real. The tornado most of the time feels a little bit weak, I think. A very, very good moment to actually unleash it. Still, the base goes down, and now the wills are running for their lives, where a few berserks are cutting through the villagers like butter, and Stoochio is gonna wreak havoc here onto the base of DerSuperSaiyajin, who has now only has this TC left. We look at the eco count. Stooch is extremely healthy, so is CaleRo with his 3 TC, been there for a long time. We got Ancestors going down from BacHi, who himself is also at max builds, and now this slapping might very well be the end of the game, as we see Saiyajin and ikosaeder signing out. So is Dark Souls. Eisomarto, last man standing, most likely being having a final look at the burning roofs of his village. The heart to the human race is enlightened by the burning of many rooftops. This is Norse poetry, my friends. As this series concludes with a very different game than the ones before. Here we had little stuff going. It did not really feel like a huge push like in the second game. It did not have such explosive timings. like the first one, a lot of stuff happening all over the map. Instead, we also see the players broadening and spreading, way less walling than the last games. A few walls on the side protecting like a few resources here and there, but not as much building, blocking and walling going on like in the last games. So very interesting things here with the tornado and the underworld passage. I like that one. So a lot of back and forth with like the god powers. We saw great usage of ceasefire, resto, and the cockwave of CaleRo. BacHi, it feels being very, very stable, although with his rather immobile army kinda glued to the middle for a long time, running back and forth, doing a little bit of co-op with Stooch, whereas Soka and CaleRo were running around the map with those Momillos. Obviously, Oranos Momillos, the fastest Momillos in the game. Possibly not the fastest infantry unit, no, not, but still very nice. I did like the series a lot. You can chat up a little bit and say if you did like the last bit you saw, considering the Void viewers are now watching. And very, very interesting casting all those games. I will be cutting those into highlights, and they are meant to be going up on the DoD YouTube channel in a while. So if you missed the games before and you want to look this up, you can very well do so, because it's gonna be there if you need it. One last look at the post game, maybe seeing, yeah, we are seeing here when we get like to the military units, this kind of drives home the point of rather very little engagements happening all over the map, with this one being the only really big one. I think this is where we saw also the undermines, the ancestors, the cockwave, the carnivora, everything went down. Insane. This Stooch did not like his men and women that much in this very moment. But yeah, we see a lot of back and forth, no huge valleys. The ecographs very convincingly going up for the DoD boys. And if you see something like this, you already know, oh boy, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard to win, right? The only one who was matching it for a good part was Eisomarto, but he was taken down by raids, getting pushed back into the gutter, almost being the last one at the end. Meanwhile, CaleRo, BacHi, Soka, and Stooch are kinda erect in their graphs, going sky high all the way, with a huge difference at the very end. So although we did see a lot of action, and we see the German clan going down in the end, the stats, they look very convincing, at least from the point of 11 minute onward. I do have to repeat that the DoD guys might have a bigger average ELO ranking than the German guys, and for this difference, I still think this was a very enjoyable series, even going out 2-1 instead of 2-0. So quite a lot of tension and fun to be had. Was enjoyable to cast. Let's see and hit up Luched. Oh, I need to take the helmet off for a while. Good. That was rather nice.
Welcome, Miras here with another 4 vs 4 DoD clan war. On the left we have Jskillz playing Ra. Above him we have Juanchot playing Thor. Next to him we have CraggHack playing Zeus, and on the right we have SEO playing Odin. And on the other side we have Jahvansi playing Thor, Lennart-ip playing Odin, we have Edgecrusher playing Zeus, and we have Allornothing playing Kronos. So not exactly a mirror, but a couple of duplicate gods. Both teams have a Zeus, a Thor and an Odin. But one Kronos and one Ra would make me give the late game for the DoDs, but we'll have to see. The map is Marsh, and let's take a quick look at the 2 versus 2, because this map is more likely to end up playing like a 2 versus 2, especially over here. This entire spot is locked, so we'll probably see a bunch of fighting over here, and over here. Usually it's a case of if you can secure this position, then you have additional town centers, but I think now it's divided rather equally. So let's take a quick look. We have on the right we have Zeus and Odin versus Thor and Odin. That's actually not that bad for Zeus, because then restoration can really help you, as well as Toxitus. So interesting. And on the other side we have Zeus and Kronos versus Ra and Thor. So not too sure. I mean, they can do something aggressive, but I'm not sure if you want to go very aggressive. So we'll just have to see. Temple being placed. I think so far nothing out of the ordinary. Interesting to see no Freyr, but perhaps Freyr got banned. I think Freyr and Gaia are two biggest surprises in terms of absentees. Maybe that's why Allornothing is playing Kronos. The second monument, I think Jskillz is doing the null Ra 4 monument build. Over here we see typical Thor shenanigans. I really like to see it. I think let's take a quick look. Did he get... No, he did not get... Interesting, he got copper weapons before copper mail. Copper mail is usually the one I start with. That's that's pretty much in all builds the one you want to get first, because it's cheaper than copper weapons. So I'm not too sure why I got that one first. In any case, I'm sure it will find itself out. Doing a rotated temple build and a bunch of HUs. Let's take a quick look. Interesting to see that the UI can deal with 4 versus 4 now. I didn't think it showed 4 on the previous game, but oh well. So we see Bast for the Ra, we see Forseti for the Thor, we see Athena for the Zeus, and we see Freya for the Odin. On the other side we see Forseti for the Thor. I think the Kronos already aged up to Prometheus, Hermes for the Zeus, and Freya for the Odin. So interesting to see Hermes. It can be useful on team games, or maybe he's going for centaurs, or maybe he's going for a super, like a double town center grab or something. Deconstruction being used on the temple over here. Not that bad, not that bad. Because as a Norse, you really want to have your temple up for additional Earth here. And he has his Prometheans out, so he did shift his temple forward. I missed that. I'm not too sure where it is. Oh, it's over here. So yeah, classic Kronos shenanigans, although this Hershey should be able to take care of it just fine. Everybody aging up and using Great Hunt. Yeah, this Valk will just deal with the Prometheans. He should really send his Hershey down. So interesting to see that the Kronos is attacking all the way to the right. I think he's just doing that to deal the biggest amount of damage, or he's, you know, trying to make the opponent softer for the players on the right side. In any case, CraggHack already grabbed his second town center and he's now helping out with the 3 Lions and Hero and Myth unit. And we see a second town center for Allornothing. A second... No second town center. Once again, white color player confusing me. So only a second town center for Allornothing, it appears. Valkyrie got snapped. And I already see a Njord for Lennart. Okay, so I definitely think they're planning something. I think... is anyone else aging up? No. Because I can imagine if you had like a Loki ally, then you could... oh, maybe Loki was banned. Because I see no Loki. But if you had a Loki ally, you could do like a double Njord, double Walking Woods, and then push with that. Not that I think that would work in a 4 vs 4, but still it's a lot of fun. A bunch of forward buildings though. So I think they are planning to be aggressive, but they are completely oblivious to this town center build, which might be very annoying to deal with if it gets up. But I think he spotted it, because now the entire army is moving towards the center. Oh, it's going forward again. Okay, they're missing this. So Njord in. Are they going to push with Njord and this army? I'm not too sure. Okay. SGO losing this Herser and a Berserk. Although he will get this town center up, that's pretty big. Let's see what everybody's doing. Is someone aging up? No. Valor being used somewhere. Oh yeah. Ooh, damn, he lost 2 Sphinxes. Jskillz is doing the Sphinx raids, which makes sense because he is raw. And he went up for a bunch of monuments. I think he will have 4. Here we go, 4 monument builds. Let's see, Forest Fire being used. And yeah. This town center is now getting pushed. Yeah, it makes sense. He has the army, he has the Walking Woods. Interesting to see Jarls. I think Lennart's strategy was to go to straight to a heroic and just make Jarls. Probably will have ring. Yeah, he has ring giver. Don't see that every day. I think raining cavalry is better raiders, but so yeah, this town center unfortunately didn't do that much. I don't think any villagers that were trained survived. So they have the upper hand on this side. I think CraggHack is now also getting his infrastructure up to shape, so he should be able to help with the upcoming fight. On the other side we see, yeah, this is basically turning out to be a 2 vs 2. Juanchot is now building forward. Here goes Sphinx in. I think this is unfortunate because it's much harder to kill Atlantean citizens. Would have liked, I hope he also raided here with his Sphinxes, but I'm not too sure. Another flaming weapons being used on this singular tree. I don't think it dealt any damage because it was used by this team. Maybe he was just annoyed by the presence of this forest, I'm not too sure. So he's happily making Jarls. I like the strategy, I'm not saying it's good, but I like it. Restoration now being used. And Edgecrusher advanced to the heroic age. Makes sense, he didn't do much for the start of the game. I think the DoD should be able to hold this if they play patiently enough. But I think, I'm not too sure why SEO's pulling back so far, because now CraggHack is on his own. Might also, no, he has plenty of gold. So we have a fight going on over here. These Minotaurs doing a lot of damage versus these Ringgiver Jarls. And on the other side we have a bit of skirmish going on as well. Maybe he's going to push with Eclipse. They're doing a bunch of damage though with this. Yeah, Eclipse being used. Okay, I'm not too sure if this is the right way. Although Eclipse lasts so long that you can only use it for so long. Quick TC check. Still on 1 TC. Still on 1 TC. I think also on 1 TC. Thor player also on 1 town center. CraggHack and Jskillz on 2. And Allornothing on 2. These trees are getting a lot of value, I can't lie. I'm not too sure, I think this was a mistake by CraggHack. Maybe Jskillz wants to use the Citadel Center on this town center over here for the additional damage. That could be a great use. Oh, they're not winning this. Would have loved to see Citadel here. It deals so much damage, but no, he used it on his far town center. So now it's a matter of who's going to win first. Are the DoDs going to win on this side harder than the other team on this side? I think it's just a shame that... Oh, flaming weapons coming in. So yeah, a lot of damage being dealt on this side. These are doing a lot of damage on all these citizens. I think maybe Juanchot should maybe after this attack is done move and help here. Because then Jskillz can just fight these two by himself. Another Walking Woods being used. So yeah, this army is looking fierce. I really like this new player, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of Lennart over here. So I think it's now a matter of SEOs keeping his villagers alive. Not like... So maybe evacuate them even further north. Yeah, here would be fine, you can even hunt. These are all at risk. Jskillz to the Mythic Age. I really think that Juanchot should now move to the right. Although, no, it appears that Jskillz is moving to the right. So that's fine as well. Camel's being queued, so yeah, he'll help. It really depends if SEO can keep his villagers intact. If he loses them all, he's in a bad spot. If he can keep them alive, he'll come back. Because Allornothing is mostly cleared out. He still has citizens on the back here, but they have no way to go. So maybe a dock would not be a bad idea. DerSuperSaiyajin being used, and these camels will do so well against these great Giles. Although these are great Giles with Windgiver. No other eco upgrades though. So they're not even doing that bad, these great Giles. Interesting. Son of Osiris in. Okay, well now they should be able to deal with this army. Although they're doing a good job of targeting it down. Reconstruction being used somewhere over here. I really think Juanchot should be taking town centers at this point. This game is far from over, because Allornothing is now coming back. I think if these make a siege workshop and they can just start wiping out here, then it should be fine, because they are all on one town center with no eco upgrades. These few jarls are doing a great job of distracting all the armies though. The Jskillz really should start moving back, you know, the two of SEO and CraggHack can take care of the rest. Because now they're starting to lose on this side. Is anybody aging up? Yes, Allornothing is aging up to the heroic age, so it's amazing that how he was in 2000, so that makes sense.
Point.
Oh well, he's going to lose the Son of Osiris if he's not careful. Yeah, it's dead. So yeah, big chaos. Bit of an overcommitment from Jskillz there. Another restoration, not sure where it was used. The game is more or less equalized now. Not sure where that was used. Over here. Really annoyed that Juanchot is still on one town center. Just grab your town centers. What the hell is this? Oh god, don't do this. Not gonna lie, that's an impressive army of trolls and jarls. CraggHack should really not engage this. So SEO now back on 2 town centers. I think he will get back in the game, and then he can do well for himself. I'm annoyed that he's not hunting these hippos though. Don't do all these farms. I'm not sure where Jskillz, what he's doing. I think, oh, he's making war elephants. That's a mistake. I think 100% Son of Osiris camels and just raid here, raid here, raid here, raid just the entire backline of your opponents, because they're also forward. And now they're pushing in here, but I don't think this is a very good place to push. Would have been better to just claim this town center once again. Because they're quite equal in terms of everything, really. Oh, nice little elephant raid in the center. Should really wall off this portion of the map as well. And let's see. Tier coming in for our Thor player, Juanchot. So yeah, push on the bottom side. I don't know what to think of these champion war elephants. Why not just make a few catapults and raid with the camels? Flaming webs being used. A bunch of Jotuns. I did see 3 being queued. So this will be a problem. I am surprised how well they managed to follow this attack up, considering they're still both on one town center. They're really, CraggHack really appears to be in trouble now. SGO doing the best what he can with this sort of X-Men. We should really feed him to the heroic age at this point. Although he is almost aged up to the heroic age. Let's see. To New York as well. Wow, I would have expected Scotty. So Winter coming in. It's the first but probably not the last. Restoration being used, walking boots being used, and it appears they managed to push this this attack back. And on the other side, it appears that the elephants are destroying everything. And Jskillz is happily grabbing town centers. He pretty much took the entire center of the map, and he is now moving forward. So Jotun is already being researched and tier pre-queued. This is where the most action is at the moment. At least some hurt me from SGO. Yeah, they managed to push this back, and they're winning on the other side as well, so I think the Dots have this in the back. Even making mercenaries, so they're doing well for themselves. I like this little isle. Juanchot is just doing damage to the economy. I really like that. First resign, second resign, third resign, and it's GG.
And we got a 4v4 with the DoD boys. On this side, it's Jskillz, it's Juanchot, hopefully that's right, CraggHack as the Poseidon, and it's SJO as Thor. I saw the bans for one. Hello, Godschalk. I saw the bans for this game, this particular one, and SJO was banned from Odin. So the other team banned Odin. He's on the Thor now, and we are looking at the map currently. Pretty stacked map, lots of resources in the middle to fight for, and actually very little distance between the bases. So either for attacking or defending, people can go in as they want and please. On the other side, from the FOM clan, we got Jahvansi. It's gray, it's really hard to see. Maybe we can change up the minimap later on. Yeah, maybe let's do it like this. Got a little bit better. Jahvansi playing as Freya here in the gray. Under him is an Odin player, Lennart-ip. We got a Thor, an Edgecrusher as Edgecrusher, and we got Allornothing as Ra. So pretty heavy on the Norse, on the German clan side, and the DoD boys having a nice mix between all the civilizations. We already saw Ra versus Ra as Soka faced off into Eisomarto with his teammate Stoochio. This was very violent things on things action. We are going to see this maybe as a repeat. The Norse boys, all of the Norse actually, except for Lennart, we have to watch him very closely, are maybe going up rather late, chilling out, and currently this is the case. SJO, we need to do polls. Yeah, we will do polls after the game. SJO going up with an armory. So he's going to play very slow. We are going to watch Juanchot also a little bit late, getting, not late in the sense of late as in bad, but getting the eco upgrades, very typical for Freya here. We can see if this is actually easier, if Jahvansi is matching him. He is not currently, but the hand axe going now through. So on this side we got the Odin with the temple first, and we already saw that we have CraggHack building his temple too. Most likely going those two going into the next stage. The quickest we can see here, CraggHack almost there. Odin being the next, or rather very close with Juanchot, who is actually very early for a Freya. Although he is not going to use this offensively, I feel, as he's walling up quite a bit here to defend. Most likely having scouted Allornothing on the other side and being not afraid, but taking precautions against any kind of things coming his way. We see a Hersher moving out. Is this a nice relic? Really nice relic for Norse. This is going to be enjoyable. And the northern part of the map, Hillfort also goes down. We are taking a look at the location later. We see CraggHack with the first aggression this game, moving his centaur directly into the gold mine. Maybe can fit in here to special. Not so much, alright. Seeing this though, or not seeing it, but that was a rather 360 no-scope on the Berserker. He definitely wanted to pull this on the villagers. Causing some nice idle time, getting Jahvansi off this first hunt, needing to go onto the chickens. We got the Freyas going up with Ula, and we see Juanchot going very, or is it Juansi hot? Maybe. We will never know. We're seeing him getting the Hillfort up very defensively, which is a good idea as things can go in and out so quickly and rather aggressively. Building walling so far on all the northern side except for Edgecrusher, who is placing himself a little bit off to the side here. Let's see if I'm not getting, oh yeah, getting the colors right. Yeah, this is confusing. This will get me a lot. So the Thors on the same H-up, both of them, and as we are about to witness the hot cat-on-cat action in the middle of the map, it's going down. So we got Allornothing and Edgecrusher here defending Allornothing's forward TC. They did not choose to go to one of the back TCs, obviously those are safer, but you can take up more of the map if you are getting an aggressive TC, although this leaves you in a position to be punished more easily. But we see very nice walling here from the Germans, and also Edgecrusher contributing a little bit with walling this side. Jahvansi Hot, on the other hand, is also walling off his quarter of the map. Could have maybe walled this here, right? Get this gold mine in too. Approximately even the same amount of walls, maybe a little bit more. He will do this later, that's for sure. And he's pushing together with its Jskillz, pressuring this forward TC, not doing that much damage currently. Having the Sphinx upgrade though takes a little bit, takes a break to hammer time here. We will leave this action alone for a little bit and go for the Nord. CraggHack here actually pushing out with SJO battling the Odin, Lennart-ip in the middle of the map. Odin going for rather a big ball of raiding cavalry, which is most likely going to be the continuing trend for him, as we have his buddy Jahvansi mixing Hershers and throwing X-Men. A weird combination considering he's going to face up lots of hippies. Could have maybe went into a few herdmen, not many but a few. But still SJO and CraggHack getting pushed back, the teammates that do play a lot together, slowed down by the butt-ass slow troll here, but now hence comes the stone. Ugh! And they are managing to push back. So on the eco side, this could be very equal, maybe with a slight edge to the Germans, as Odin has quite a strong eco if you can boom. In the lower side of the map, we see the Sphinx bypassing the forward defenses of Edgecrusher, going into his main, getting chased by the Hershers, but this chase is futile as the cats are giga fast and you can only stare at their butts for until they disappear in the distance. He's pulling the Eclipse, wanting to get the villager kills here, and he will do so. How this dwarf survived is beyond all comprehension, but this Sphinx is having enough and blasting it away. This one is Beyblading off to safety. If someone remembers whatever they said into the Beyblade series, please type into the chat. I don't know. Was it Let's Ready to Rumble or something? When they blasted the little spinners. So, let's look at the economy. The DoD boys leading in supply and leading in villagers currently. Allornothing really solidifying this position of the forward TC, but at the same time its Jskillz has followed up later on with the second TC of his own. If we look at the will count, we actually get CraggHack in the lead, as he was building a second TC by himself amidst the initial pushing. Oh well, this is going to be a little bit chaotic. SJO and CraggHack pushing forward, now catching only the Odin player out in the open, and this is very, very much fightable. Most likely they think that the Freya is just around the corner, which he is not. He is still walking, enjoying himself. So... get this a little bit under the desk more. Nice. And now here maybe our first 2-on-2 fight. Some action going down here. I'm not so sure. Yeah, both pull back, realizing that this choke is not really benefiting them. Still getting the healing spring right. They need to fight here to retain this advantage, pushing out the others. Tower upgrade already went through. The Thor upgrade, full bronze, and Forseti against no upgrades actually from Freya. So Freya definitely can upgrade very early in the armory, as it's so cheap and taking a long time. In the meantime, CraggHack with the counter raid in the back of Odin's base, now possibly hitting, also hitting Edgecrusher, who is very far from home. And this is kind of the problem with the forward defenses, right? If you are still going for the back resources, although you have like solidified those forward positions, your army and your production is going to be very far away. So Edgecrusher being here, getting hailstormed a little bit, Aegir Bukake going on the healing spring, managing to push out, but he cannot do anything. He cannot leave this healing spring alone to protect his wills, otherwise the front will fall, and this will cost him dearly, as CraggHack is cutting through Edgecrusher's economy. Edgecrusher now falling under JSO in terms of economy. CraggHack heavily pulling ahead. Well, rather maybe uncalled ceasefire for what all the raiding here currently did, but now we know. CraggHack a little bit out of position. We cannot say out of position, but out of position to protect his buddy SJO, as he is counter-raiding, making them pay for their insolence of touching his buddy. Now coming back when the ceasefire runs out. Odin pulling out the walking woods, the little bamboo trees. Down they go, really not that impressive, and we are fighting. CraggHack with the bronze, giving it to himself and SJO's army, and this is going to be a massive cleanup. Jahvansi's army still very, very high on throwing X-Men, with just very, very little herdmen, and this hurts. This hurts him. Also the army kinda slow. I'm not so sure if herdmen are actually slower than throwing X-Men unbuffed. Can we get one? Or are they all dead? Yeah, all dead apparently. CraggHack and SJO pushing forward. At the meantime, we see the battle of the Egypts against the Norse. First cock giant coming in. And this front, by all or nothing, really nice, solidified, but also he is not going anywhere, with his buddy Edgecrusher severely weakened by the counter raids. CraggHack still active, going into the economy of Odin and Thor here on the German side, most likely gonna be punishing this gold again. We see him going all around throughout the golds. Although SJO and CraggHack took a very convincing fight here, they are now not solidifying this position, or are not able to. Let's put it that way. So a little bit of a stalemate, rather on the side of DoD here on the map side. We got it a little bit the front leaning to the left, as both parties are towering up quite a bit. Piss Beam Crocodiles used as long-range weapon support. And quite equal counts here right now. Is it 4 against 4? I think we have one crocodile less on the DoD side. While the fighting goes on, like fighting under those towers, maybe not the best idea. Cock Giant will tank like trill gazillion hits, but there's also Priest and Piss Beam Crocodiles, so the Cock Giant goes down. Meanwhile, we do see a push here on the top, as Odin and his Freya buddy are preparing to go in. These are Jskillz, so they are going to be really strong. Little bit unfortunate here by CraggHack gets pulled in, most likely against his will, being busy with slaughtering the public in the backyard here. So keeping this area nice and the rents low at this particular place. Now realizing his mistake and going in with the rest of the army. Oof. And now this Berserk frontline is going to melt like instantly against those hyperpists of CraggHack. Meanwhile, at the south of the map, not really much is happening, although a lot is happening, but we cannot see any ground gains, as both sides have themselves very nicely set up and walled up, with Migdols and wall upgrades on the other way, on the other side. TCs, Migdols again. We see an earthquake from CraggHack going down, but we don't see where. Oh, there it is. Earthquaking the front line, actually. Not slightly behind it. Killing 3 towers, I believe. So, I'm not sure if this was worth it. Ooh. Ooh, this is gonna be CraggHack's next raiding target. He's most likely already going up here. A little bit of a slaughter going on. So this remains intense. CraggHack leading here, actually, with the Mythic Age. No Mythic Age unit upgrade going through here, though. Still, those hyperpists are now facing off against other infantry, and those berserks will get smooshed extremely hard. SJO freezing the whole army, freeing CraggHack up to maybe pull those... Oh, okay, Freya did move away and decided maybe to mine, not on this particular site. While the Aggie against Aggie, yeah, well, we can change this very easily, boys. This is good tip. Just get it away. I'm not really keen on like playing with it in terms of size, so I will just cut this off to get a better view. Thanks for the feedback. The stalemate in the south continues, the dying, the killing, dreadful. DoD still leading in pop quite handsomely as well, as Jskillz is casting the Son of Osiris somewhere, and this one, oh, there he is. This one will definitely help shredding those TA into bits. CraggHack now solidifying the topper half of the map, and now we got like a little angled front here, so DoD taking the north a little bit. Zashi, I looked in the mirror today myself, and I'm not so sure if there's that much to miss. We see the Son of Osiris blasting away, shooting lightning from his ass into those throwing X-Men. They falling in numbers, the lightning spreading on the CA in the back. And now this is very meaningful, as on both sides SJO and CraggHack managed to push out on Odin and Freya. CraggHack going to the back again, going to slaughter all those wilds that are not even here, because everything is already dead. Dead like a corpse, dragging its leg. There's nothing left. We look at Odin still having 85 villagers though, on 2TC, but they are really crumped up in the middle of the base. We see the explosion going down somewhere. There it is. Kaboosh! So, Jahvansi Hot blasting his dreadful Wolf of Doom into the middle of the forward TC of Allornothing, taking it down. So this push-out attempt kinda got choked maybe on those choke points, with the Njord really being very, very beefy. But still, CraggHack, he cannot be stopped. He is going to murder the public. Zashi is just a face enjoyer. Yeah, we are going to make get the comeback between the matches, I feel. But significant ground was gained, and I think it's going to be the deciding factor if DoD manages to push through here, leading a lot in supply, leading in H-ups, as Allornothing currently is the only player on the German team that has managed to go to Mythic. CraggHack and SJO's army is now free, able to clean up the remainder from the Frost, able to clean up the remainder of the Nordjarls. They cannot last forever. Nicely set up a little bit of defense here though. Got some Jotuns as well to push out. Hey CraggHack, currently casting your game. And I feel the deciding factor will be if this front can be pushed a little bit. If this goes through, eventually we are going to see a victory from the DoD boys. Also, very nice idea. It's Jskillz breaking through the middle, currently not occupied by anyone, trying to build Migdals, here, while the fighting, the killing and the murder still continues. The Son of Osiris most likely took a little hit. We don't see him anymore. Maybe he went to the back to get himself healed up again. We don't know. So SJO and CraggHack meanwhile pushing back the Odin player. The economy of the Odin player minus 20 wills. The last raid of CraggHack did get him badly, and we really have to search for his villagers, and essentially maybe his villagers on gold somewhere. So we got them here. Very, very little gold income, most likely. Let's see if we can get this. Never mind, it's actually pretty solid. But this is not everything then, and we are just not finding his other builds. So Odin player still holding on pretty good here. Allornothing still in very good shape considering his economy. He hasn't taken that much damage, but he's soon going to run out of gold if he doesn't go here to the south. And the south is kinda open and actually not that much gold remaining. Last one getting mined by Edgecrusher. This is gonna be empty really quickly as DoD finally breaks the line, taking the healing springs. Also got ballista in place. Earlier we saw some catapults, and this front is getting pushed now, and the game is over. We can still look at the map, and we also saw that the Odin finally gave way to the forces of CraggHack and SJO, going down under the pressure of CraggHack's raids in the back. We can look at the post game. We can look at the post game and see how much killing we actually had to witness, and we see this year definitely the Freya breaking in again and again, the first to hit the line by getting hit by CraggHack. Same, the Odin player taking severe bumps in his curve of 2TC, which is usually like very, very steep, as we can compare this to, let's say, Jahvansi or yeah, me. I was actually also in the game. Thank you very much. This was rather easy for me. DoD boys, next time please get a little bit up to speed. This took way too long. I wanted to enjoy my evening. Nice overlay bug. This is Jskillz, obviously, and he's having 2TC. We see here it's rather going up very steep, and those kills, they are definitely the work of CraggHack, getting a little bit of damage himself. Let's see the statistics. Let's see what conspired. So I was killing the most units, obviously. No wonders your boy Gentle got your back, and CraggHack here, very impressive. 93 villager kills. He was definitely keeping rent prices low in the rural area behind the TCs. This man was plowing through the civilians. Jahvansi bunging up quite a big army. We saw him having a lot of berserks, a lot of throwing X-Men. Maybe the wrong combination against what CraggHack and SJO were doing. Yeah, I think this was a very, very decisive in the end, but till the last bit conspired, you could see a tendency in the stats, but there was very little ground to be gained. We see Jahvansi going very, very hard on the eco with 3 TCs starting his trade, and also very early walling off his side of the map with wall upgrades. Basically the only time the opponents were able to tickle the walls, it did not even go down, and he being a real eco monster in the end, that would have still, I guess, had a few things to say about the late game if this was going down more and more. Very well played, GG. Also, as I came to notice, the German side, Allornothing, Lennart-ip and Edgecrusher, Jahvansi, I don't know for sure which one of them, but the German players slightly lower ranked in ELO as the DoD clan, but for this putting up a very considerable fight, giving us a very back and forth game. Not too long, I think, right? Wasn't about to get boring. So
what's up? We have a 4 versus 4 clan war on our hands. On the bottom, starting on the right, we have Skirnir playing Loki. Left on that we have DarthNox playing Gaia. Left on that we have joeybadz playing as Set. And then we have Bambi playing as Freyr. The map is Godschalk. And his opponents are TridentRayZ playing Loki, Darkstar playing Zeus, Talphalik, I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, playing Zeus as well. And then we have House of Horus playing Gaia. So, interesting. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. I think this will be a case of, especially because it's Godschalk, and Godschalk usually tends to be like lanes where well, one player goes on the left and the other is on the right. But I think especially this map can, if you're in the pocket and you have like a good raiding army, you can do so much damage by just raid behind the enemy players. And I think in that case the DoDs have a better spawns. well, not so much for the set, but for the Gaia. I think DarthNox can go straight to a Heroic Age, or maybe 2 to see Heroic and just make so many Contarius and go from there. So I hope they spend some time thinking about their placement. Loki and Gaia will make sense to go on the right side against Gaia and Zeus. And on the left side then we have Set and Freyr against Loki and Zeus. Or, yeah. So, I really have no clue how this will play out, but let's just see. Quick look at the Freyr build order being used. Pickaxe already. I'm not too sure how I can switch to his. Oh, there we go. We can just click here. Hand axe being researched.
Já.
Not too sure if this is my build order.
Tilbúin.
Looks similar. We can try to check the relics, but there's just so many of them. You can pretty much assume that all relics are at the map at this point. This one is nice though, especially for DarthNox. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what to think of this one. I mean, 20% damage is not bad, but yeah, it affects all siege as well, right? Okay, so then makes sense. Yeah. Backwards temple from Bambi. Not sure why. Maybe his berserk was just there and he wants it up in time. And a very nicely rotated temple by TridentRayZ. So really going off meta here with the temple placement. I hear some zooming over here. joeybadz stole an Arctic wolf, but it's now going to die to TC fire, so that's not the best. Not the best that can happen to him. Color being pre-queued by Bambi. Top being researched. Oceanus being researched. Forseti being researched. Talphalik already advanced to Athena and holds Horus also through Leto. Yeah, they're not early, they're just on time. Though I wonder if that's the best idea to use in a 4 versus 4. The map is so huge. Unless you're doing a specific rush. Like... Ooh, I do like sharing this Gaia forest though, that's well played by the guys. Did he share his first forest as well? He did not. You should always share your forest as Gaia in my opinion, but oh well. Like with 4 versus 4 you can do some very interesting rushing strategies, but as you could have seen in the earlier CaleRo game, then I think that 4 versus 4 you can take out one player and the other 3 can be ahead by so much economically they can beat you 3 versus 4, 2 versus 4 even, so I'm not sure if it's worth it. As you can see, all the DoDs are aging up slightly slower, so that makes sense. Map calls for it. I think DarthNox may even have used his own super eco build order, although I don't see. Yeah, he has additional hero citizens as well as the eco upgrades. Double military barracks, so no straight heroic and no straight second town center. So not too sure why I would have just go straight second town center, especially in the pocket guy. Oh well. White player joeybadz is annoying to cast, to say the least, because I'm not too sure if he's taking second town centers or not. He made the second village center, interesting. But why? Why not just grab a town center? And the map is so huge. Okay, so he made a village center. I mean, I like it. I think I've seen him done it before in a another tournament game. So interesting. Second town center for Bambi as well. DarthNox grabbing a second backward town center. House of Horus got a second town center. Second town center for Talphalik and for Darkstar. No second. Oh, also a second town center for TridentRayZ. Wow, that's crazy close how that spawned. I was thinking, is it a village center? But no, this town center spawned right into his town center range. That's crazy. So far, I don't think any aggression has occurred. joeybadz just cheekily stealing units. Skirnir Bastion being used over here. Makes sense. I do like the strategy of joeybadz. Usually, I think he used it in the DoD tournament, or was it the 2 vs 2 tournament? I'm not too sure. I've seen it before, where he got a village center next to his gold mine and he killed his animals right around it, so he could basically benefit from double empowerment from both the gold and the food. So now additional barracks being placed by Joey. Third town center from Bambi. And over on the left side we see some Ulsork shenanigans by Skirnir. I think he's the only one on one town center at this point. Yes. He should really look into additional town centers, because I don't think these... I'm not too sure if he's doing too much damage with these berserks. I think Thor was banned because we don't see any Thor or any Ra. Then again, I'm not sure. So let's see. Darkstar is already in the heroic age through Apollo. We have joeybadz that went through Nifties, and those are the two in the heroic age. Did DarthNox share his Gaia Force? I don't think so. Would have been so nice to do so, especially for his Norse allies. Also crazy second town center for Bambi here. So shifting sands being used, I'm not sure where, on the back over here. Oh yeah, the classic joeybadz 4 siege tower shifting sands. This can do a lot of damage if Skirnir has his berserks around. I'm not sure where they are, but yeah, they are there. Did he lose them? I don't see them anywhere. Oh, they are here. Okay, so yes, nice double push, although please use your berserks over here and finish his opponent off, please. Yes? No. Oh, he is doing a bit of damage though, so that's not too bad. I think we can expect an Ancestors here anytime soon. Heroic Age from Bambi. And Talphalik. Interesting to see that DarthNox got 4 town centers. He even is taking the back town center of Skirnir here. Skirnir also to the heroic age, although he doesn't have much of an army left to use flaming weapons on. Tempest being used. Ancestors being used. DarthNox also in heroic age. I'm not too sure if he's made any military units at this point. I think he might just boom straight to the mythic age. Or he might go for a Contarious spam. Let's just take a look at this point of view. Oh yeah, he's definitely going for the Contarious spam. So, the home base of House of Horus has pretty much been wiped out, as well as his second town center, but he did manage to evacuate most of his citizens, so he might be able to come back from this. On the other side, we see a bit of a skirmish between TridentRayZ and Bambi. I think Bambi will hold on this town center and hill fort. Village center by House of Horus, interesting. Underworld being used here, and where does it go to? Towards here. So they're planning for a double push on Bambi. Golden Bursty now being used. Might be useful to put him on the Underworld. Would be nice for Bambi if Joey would slam down and make the over here. I'm not sure where Joey is right now. He's on the right side. So 3 players now on the left side and basically no player on the right side for this team. Second Bastion being used. I hope he got the upgrade for it. Bolt also used. I don't think he meant to bolt a single berserk, but oh well. I don't think you can bolt Golden Bursty. So would be nice for DarthNox to send. He is going for the mitigates, by the way. He got Atlas in. Would be nice at this point for DarthNox to help out, considering that Joey is on the right side there. I'm not sure what they're doing. A bit of raiding over here. Bit bad that the House of Horus managed to just grab that town center back without any issues there. Although Skirnir is probably planning a big flaming weapons push. So Bambi just needs to deal with this for a while. I think he is able to come back from this. I think it would be wise for Skirnir to take out this Underworld there, but oh well. Bambi really now needs to get his infrastructure back up, because most of his buildings were at the front. So he will really need help, otherwise he'll just get overrun by just TridentZ alone. Although on the other side we do see a significant push, so maybe this will be enough to make the others retreat. Tornado now being used. I'm not sure. I think the tornado on the Underworld would have been better, but oh well. It implode on the enemy army. So yeah, it's more or less equalized in terms of army size, but DarthNox really needs to start pumping out an army at this point. Because he's not making anything. He's getting secrets of the Titans.
Yuji?
Another Underworld being used by Red. I'm not sure. There you have it. And it's going. I'm not too sure where it's going. Oh, right next to the other one. So that's stupid. Just why would he place an Underworld right next to this Underworld and then go right next to the other exit of the Underworld? He could have just used this Underworld. In any case, DarthNox getting a Titan out. He is role playing at this point. really think he should just help his ally at this point, because he's just use this army, park it over here, and push forward. This attack, while it's doing a lot of damage, it's not going to last. I think both have too fragile armies. Skirnir does not have the economy to really replace all these units, because he's still on 1 TC. Bambi will have to play defense for now. Also against flaming weapons, so this will be a very difficult hold. I'm not too sure why DarthNox is trolling so much. He has such a large army. Why is he not using it for... Why is he not helping his ally? Yeah, now he appears to be moving, but he should have been there a long time ago. Well, now Skirnir is getting additional town centers. Love to see that. He's getting this one, and now this one. He's getting a lot of also. We'd like to see him get this one as well. DarthNox also got the all-hero army, so he's really not short on resources. Well, this will deal with all the myth units, that's for sure. So, Death Ball of DarthNox continuing. Joeybadz now also attacking on this side. Didn't bother to build a Mikto or anything on the other side, so now it's getting more traditional. Now there are 3 on the left side and just 1 on the right side. Although this army is doing nothing, so Skirnir is doing well by just sitting here. It's basically fulfilling his job, idling 2 enemies. Thimblewind being used. It surprised me that this is the first one. This will do a lot of damage. Probably won't kill the Titan Gate, but still. Joeybadz now also set up on this side. Is he in the Mythic Age? Oh, he is. He already used Tornado. Well, I wonder why he's making Camel Rise if he went up to Wars. So far, no, the only one not in the Mythic Age are, well, most of the other team. Skirnir is aging up. I wonder if Bambi is aging up. He could requeue Vidar, but he's not aging up yet. So Talphalik finally stopped idling his army, is now clearing up the this side. It's interesting to see that these villagers are gathering gold all the way from here to here. Could have gone here or something, or here. So yeah, DarthNox push is doing well. And a Titan has been summoned. This is the first time I see a Titan being used in a normal game. Look at him go. So yeah, this will be something. Look at this big smile. I can't get it in frame. In any case, tier, and now a second Fimbulwinter by Skirnir. Yeah, and the DoDs are now pushing with all three on the left side. And Bambi is now going to the right side for some reason. Or to the center. Would it do well to go here and just make a bunch of stuff to prevent any sort of trade route from going up. Ceasefire now used. It could have used slightly earlier to help against the Fimbulwinter. Vidar now coming in. So now just House of Horus and Bambi that are not in the Mythic Age yet. I really hate how Skirnir is still not taking this town center, but oh well. He's happily making berserks. And yeah, like I said, Bambi just pushing in the center. Lightning Storm being used at this position. We could do well to hide inside the Migdol here, or in the hill fort here, but so a big push on the left side again, with the green player now finally having a sizable army again. I think Bambi, I'm not so sure why Bambi decided to push on the center. I think, oh well. Also interesting to see green and yellow push on the left while being pushed in the middle themselves. Maybe it's a bit of a YOLO push. Wow. This should be a good time for Skirnir to start attacking once again. He did claim this town center once again. And this one, maybe he's watching my stream. So let's see, Inferno being used over here. Yeah, decent damage, not that much. But then again, we're already 24 minutes in and these are not fully upgraded, but they're decently upgraded. So yeah, DarthNox really pushing right in the center. Took out both the yellow town centers and just going, taking no prisoners. Titan just happily taking out town centers, just like they're supposed to. So yeah, this push has been dealt with, and Joey will now take Bambi's 4th town center. Duties are now well ahead. Maybe someone should start making a wonder. Preferably the Nords for infinite Fimbulwinters. Let's see how much resources he has. He has the favor for it. Maybe someone can feed him the resources necessary. So first GG being called by TridentRayZ, and there we go. GG.